Sandra all the time is here with the cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra.
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you. Hello, Blake and Aaron. Looks like it might just be Aaron this morning. Good morning. Wait a minute. Need to fix the camera just a oops. Oh.
Big news. I have some important news for you. Interesting news.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
All right. Good morning, Sandy.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good. Yeah. Seems there's a lot of traffic out there. I don't know if you've been getting reports.
Oh, yes. So we do have an accident to report this morning in the larger Kaimana Bay roundabout to the main entrance there.
Okay.
Apparently a bike rider. It's one of those, looks like one of those electric bikes.
Okay.
Ran into a car.
What? Oh, no.
Yep. Trying to navigate the roundabout. Maybe he was coming in a little bit too hot, a little bit too fast, and kaboom! Ran right
You can just use your sound effect. Right?
I know. I could just use the button, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, he just went kaboom! Right into the car.
Everybody okay?
Looks like he's okay. Might have some injuries to his leg, but seems that he'll be fine.
Yeah, and I know the intersection going from the new roundabout area up to the cricket pitch backed up there.
Yeah, people gotta be careful out there, folks.
Yes.
All right. So, and a goatee. Oh my gosh, he just walked by.
in your house?
Outside.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
come down this. Oh my gosh, he is so
cute.
big. He just walked by the front yard. I haven't seen them in a minute outside the studio window.
Aw.
Yeah,
Breaking news.
they're so amazing to watch. Okay.
I know, I love them.
So, big news this morning. The DPP dropped the gun import case. You guys might remember this one. This is about the Russian-Canadian fella.
Oh, yeah.
Who brought in multiple weapons. The DPP has dropped the criminal charges against him.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be talking all about it this morning, folks. We're going to break it down for you.
No, you
really incompetence that needs to be addressed at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, a man was seriously injured, actually, after he had an altercation with his own brother at Kaimana Bay.
Okay. I saw something about this. Yeah. Was it kids or was it like how old?
It looks like they're adults, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he sustained head injuries. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
sad.
brothers fighting. I guess that's been the oldest story in the book from when.
Yeah.
But they, out there assaulting each other. So the police are obviously involved in this, and we'll see how that flushes out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of tourists are on island right now. Do that at Cabana Bay.
Mhm.
What are, in front of.
Yeah, I'm beginning to realize that they don't care about tourists or anybody else for that matter. But yes.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very sad. And another incident Saturday morning, so that was Saturday evening, Saturday morning, there was another chopping incident that occurred in central Georgetown, down behind this what's considered what's called the Scranton area. So police were there doing their investigations shortly before 6 a.m. They say that 911 received a call and police were dispatched. Some report of a man attending in a private vehicle to the hospital after receiving multiple lacerations. So we're trying to get the background story on this one because we're actually hearing that he was either the robber or the robbie. We're still trying to figure out which one. But there was some robbery incident that kicked this one off, and some men used a machete in that instance. So just trying to get all of the details there. Gosh, I'm trying to look.
I was gonna say any feel good. Yeah, like any feel good stories out here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard this Monday morning. I gotta tell you the truth.
Yeah, maybe Blake has a feel good story. I don't know.
Feel good story. Well, for a Monday, traffic's terrible.
Yes.
The problem is there. I don't know if you heard it, but the stoplight at Cricket Pitch.
Is that what's going on? The stoplight.
It's only lasting about 14 seconds.
Do you know? I saw that earlier.
Yeah,
it's like so. I don't know if someone's out there and they need to get involved because they
definitely need cops out there directing traffic.
Yeah. So
I did call the police department, but I just got put on hold for 15 minutes and I hung up.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
Wow.
Yeah. So from Agnes Way up towards Kings, it's backing up already.
Wow.
Because the stoplight is only 14 seconds. By the time you get going, it turns red again.
That's
the problem. So
Wow.
it's backing up everywhere in that area.
Yeah. I'm scouring for a good news story, and I'm just not seeing one.
Good news is this is our last full work week until
I got a good
next
one.
week. Okay.
Oh, here's one that's kind of interesting.
March Madness kicks off tomorrow. That's awesome
there you
news.
Okay.
Basketball.
I
Here
was
we
like,
go.
didn't that kick off already?
No. First game tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
All right. There you go. Good stuff.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, Aaron's got.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? I can tell when Blake is working remotely. Yep. He's not in the studio. All right. Give me one quick second. Let me grab my link of links, and then we're going to kick off the show this morning. All righty. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody had a safe weekend. I can tell you what, y'all do not listen to me. None at all. Remember Friday? I said, please take it easy on the roadways. No drinking and driving, no speeding and driving. All that good stuff. Y'all don't listen very well. Y'all have to excuse me, but I did not even properly comb my hair this morning. Oh my gosh. Sandy, you have got to do better. No, sir. I mean, it doesn't look too crazy, but literally I've not brushed it. Normally, at least it gets a little brushing. All right, I'm going to just take it out, show you the wildness that is me in the mornings. Look, yeah, we'll just do this real quick. Hand brushing. How's that for you? Yes, sir. Ooh. Oh, yeah, the ends need a little bit of brushing. Need a little bit of combing through. All right, there we go. It's going to have to work this morning. The hand brush. What did they do before they had brushes? Well, they had those little combs made of probably alligator teeth or something. I don't know. All right, there you go. All right. It is what it is. One of those mornings, honey child. We got a lot to talk about. So you guys didn't listen to me, none at all, on what day was that? Friday. And so I was headed to my other job. You guys know I wear multiple hats. I took off this hat and I had my other hat on. And I was minding my own business. In fact, I was grooving to some good music. Oh my gosh, I love a good throwback station. Can I tell you, you know what era you grew up in when you like a particular type of music? And so I know that I am definitely, I was born in the 70s, but to be honest, my music of choice is definitely the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, like early 2000s, right? So you start playing some, I don't know, just a good throwback. Like they listen, those were the days. And it's not like it was always the greatest music in a way, like, the days of like synthesizers and all that kind of stuff. But it still comes with like a lot of nostalgia and memories. Like a certain song pops up and you're like, oh man, I remember when I was in high school and this song was like a number one hit. And all the high school kids were going around singing it and it was playing at every single radio station. Back then, these things used to get a lot of radio play. So I was minding my own business, driving on the Esterly Tibbets and really enjoying my 90s throwback, which, by the way, it's a station that I listen to out of Miami. I have it on my phone. Do you guys know about this radio app called Radio Garden? Download it. Download it on your phone, and then you get to listen to radio stations all over the world, actually. So I can listen to Jamaica stations all over the world. Like it's a global thing. So I have my favorite stations in Miami saved, and this one is called Throwback 105.5. And then they got a couple smooth jazz. This is my favorites. Let me tell you what I got my favorites. I got Y100, WLRN, because I love news and talk radio, Throwback 105.5, Future FM, Fame 95. That's my husband, honey chill. He loves him, Fame. There's one called Roots Reggae Radio. There is Fame 95. Let me give y'all a little see, like Poison, like these were the classics, right? Y'all need to go check it out. Throwback 105.5. All right. So I was listening to that and I was grooving along, driving, both hands on the steering wheel, bopping my head and minding my own business. And all of a sudden, I saw something up ahead that looked a little bit suspicious. I was like, what on earth is this? A car overturned? There, please. No. Okay. Hold on, Miss Stace. Just the image of the poison. All right. I'm trying to just explain something to Misha while I have the show on. So yes. At the end of the day, don't print her address. No need to post the actual physical address. Okay. All right. No, I didn't know. All right, Misha, you're interrupting my flow here this morning. Let me just send Misha a message. Misha, I'm live on radio, but what I'm saying to you is you don't have to wait to post it. What I've sent you is what I received. So go ahead and post it. That was me forwarding you the message, but she was asking me yesterday, had I posted it yet? She's like, oh, I see. All right. Confusing this morning, Monday morning brain fog. So anyway, I was driving along and next thing I know, I see this accident. Nobody was there. People were on the scene and there actually wasn't any police or ambulance there yet. And this young lady, wow. Let me show y'all a picture. There's a video. We did go live. And yes, my apologies for using a bad word. I was in such a state of shock, I'm going to be honest with you, that when I actually saw it, I was like, I was shocked. I was legitimately shocked. And yeah, sometimes when I'm shocked, certain words come out of my mouth. Boo hoo hoo. Y'all know I actually don't really. Y'all be bothered about this. And I'm like, listen, my kid might be listening. Don't let your kid listen to CMR. I think I could probably tell you. Have them read the website. They're not going to see anything on the website. But, this is a real world. You see something and you might drop a particular bomb. And you have to tell your children just because they hear somebody else use it doesn't mean that they have to use it. My little 7-year-old said the other day, "Oh, mommy, this kid used a bad word." She wouldn't even repeat it to me. So I don't even think it was that bad, but in her mind, because she doesn't hear those words at all. So I understand not wanting your kids to hear it, but you control what your children hear. And so, I try my best not to, but sometimes it just kind of happens. Morning, caller.
Hey, happy Monday, my dear.
Happy Monday morning.
You want to big up? Yes. Can you big up Miss Elrita? Today is her 84th birthday.
Oh my gosh, my friend Miss Elrita?
Yeah, do I get a prize for that?
No, you don't get a prize, but I'm going to take something for Miss Elrita. I'm going to call her in a little bit for her birthday.
Okay.
All right, darling. Thanks so much for reminding us of that. I appreciate it. Y'all loving y'all some prizes, boy. No, sir. So I was there. I got out of my car, started the live stream. But what shocked me, why I was in such a state of shock, I'm going to be honest with you, is I didn't realize, I was, they're recording. You can go watch the live feed. And then I kind of moved in one direction. Part of the reason why I moved is I knew that the EMTs, they had arrived, not EMTs, sorry, the fire service had arrived. And I knew that they would be trying to render her some assistance. I didn't necessarily want to catch all of that because y'all be super sensitive. I'm not a person who gets sensitive about that kind of stuff, but I'm aware that some of y'all do. So I was like, let me move this direction, so we don't necessarily have to see, because the initial video, you could only see her back and that they were patting her on the back and rubbing her back and try to get her. You could see they were trying to agitate her awake. So I don't know if she was temporarily knocked out or whatever, right? So the woman was actually the driver. And here's the bizarre thing. A lot of people thought that she was coming from the wrong direction. And that's how it happened. That's not how this accident happened at all. She was coming from the same direction I was driving, from Cost-U-Less, heading West Bay Road into the Kimpton roundabout, and somehow managed to lose complete control of the car, spun the car the other way. Let me show y'all a picture in case you didn't see this. This is next level crazy. Spun the car the other way. And then somehow, did somebody just send me this accident video? Is this another picture? Oh my gosh. Spun the car the other way and somehow ended up taking out a light pole. What I didn't realize until I moved, and then, there's people behind me, behind the fence, construction workers who were talking and stuff like that. What I didn't realize is, look at this, is that this was a light pole. So when I first saw it, I thought it was part of the door. So I thought, the door on that side must have come off. It was hanging off. And it was the moment, and listen, live TV, folks, is raw and direct, huh? This isn't censored or whatever. This was me in the moment being shocked upon the realization that was not the door. This pole right here was not the door. It was actually a light pole. So I saw the big piece there. You see the CUC guys looking at it. That was what I saw. And I was like, that's her door? And the people behind the fence who were part of that construction site back there, they're like, no, that's a light pole. And I was like, what? And that is when you heard me go, bleep. Where's my bleep button? That's when you heard me say something that I had to, and I can't bleep out where's my bleep button, by the way? Where is it? I used to have one on here. Oh God. Do I not have it anymore? Let me use this one. That's not it, but anyway, that'll have to do. So that was, here we go. My censor button. Yeah, that was me, but I can't have a censor on live streaming, right? So I was like, what? This car took out the light pole? Oh my gosh. No way. I couldn't believe my eyes. So what? Oh man. Like I said, it spinned, took out a whole light pole, And she's lucky that these aluminum light poles, I think that's why CUC started to go with aluminum poles, because the wooden poles, they have no give. So if that had been a wooden pole that she had hit, this car would have been way more mangled, and she probably would have been dead along with the guy on that side. Because believe it or not, the side that got the most impact was the passenger side. And she was driving, but ironically, she was the one who was on the floor getting assistance. So it wasn't even him. But I understand that he actually had his seat. You know how UK Manians love to drive bad. He actually had his seat leaned back. Y'all need to go to that lean back song. He had his seat leaned back, and that's probably what made him come out of the car to be able to walk around a little bit. Now, I don't know how he crawled out of this, but anyway, because his seat was leaned back, his body didn't absorb as much of the impact of the door hitting the pole and then transferring that onto him. Pretty crazy. Look at the light pole. Now, CUC guys, I don't know if they were just passing by, if they were on a job site and were just happened to be in the area, but I tell you, they were there. The second I arrived, they were already there. Yeah, they were already there. And so they immediately started to disconnect the pole. You saw them there cutting wires and this sort of thing so that nobody would get electrocuted, is what I assumed. And, they were trying to render some assistance. I was like, whoa. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Honey child. I'm in shock when I see this stuff. Now here's a little video. I don't think there should be anything in this one. So let's have a look at this video. My goodness, look at that. Look at the light pole. No see. So again, there's the CC guys. Big shout out to them. I want to do a shout out to all the fire service was there. Fire service team, one police officer at this point was on the scene. He didn't look like he could do much, honey jail. He was just on the radio. He didn't even look like he wanted to approach the scene, which I suppose at the end of the day, if he can't do anything, eventually more officers showed up and they were trying to control traffic and so on. So, if you can't do anything, I guess you just get out of the way. And then, the CUC guys were here. They eventually put wires there. You can see fire service. To see all the different agencies that work. Fire service was there trying to disconnect the battery so that there wasn't a fire hazard. So big shout out to the fire service. Big shout out to CUC. EMS obviously came and took her away and rendered some assistance. Now, y'all want to hear how small Cayman is? So there she is. I think she's okay. I haven't heard any updates on her injuries, but there she is being taken away. And then you'll see the boyfriend in a second. I'm assuming it's a boyfriend, the male passenger. Let's put it that way. I don't know how they're connected, but the male passenger then get in with her in the ambulance. She actually had a family member on the scene very, very quickly. Listen to how small Cayman is now. Here it is. Oh Lord, have mercy. Here, where this site just getting. So, so here's the crazy thing, right? The construction sites, I think it's the Grove, and then there's another one like right behind there, that building that I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, some kind of condo or something, with the one with the bridge. They're like right behind here, right behind the bushes, right? So the workers, I spoke to some of the workers, and they're like, we heard the skidding. So this means she was speeding. I mean, let's be honest here. This kind of accident doesn't happen if you're doing 40 miles per hour. So apparently they actually heard the skidding of the tires and probably her attempts to brake, but it was already too late, right? Coming into this. And then they heard the collision, the kaboom. And they said, what was that? Like at first they weren't even sure what it was. And then they ran out, peeped through the fence. And it was peeping through the fence that they then saw that this was an accident. So they ran out. A family member of hers, this is how incredibly small Cayman is. A family member of hers was on one of those job sites. I mean, a close family member. And she was saying to her, I don't know if that's her husband or boyfriend or whatever. She was saying, I think it's her husband because it's like the aunt and uncle, right? So she was saying, how she was on the job site visiting him. I guess it was coming up probably to lunchtime or whatever. Maybe he was taking a break. And they heard this, and immediately she called other family members just to say, hey, are you guys okay? There's just an accident that happened, not even realizing that it actually involved basically her niece. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, we're hearing that there's an accident involving so-and-so, whatever her name is. Shocking. I'm like, what are the chances? So, she was able to, as soon as the ambulance was ready to take off, she was then able to follow the ambulance into town. My goodness. Well, I hope this young lady is going to be okay. Good morning, everybody. Pretty wild and pretty crazy. All right. So I see the usual suspects are here. We got so much to talk about. I'm going to dispense with all formalities this morning and just say good morning to everyone. Good morning, clase. Buenos dias a todos. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully she's okay. Y'all have got to do better with the driving. The roads are, my gosh, I don't know how y'all manage to do it. Seriously, slow down is the number one thing. Come off of the phones and no drinking and driving. If we could just do those three things, I dare say that we would probably eliminate 95% of the accidents on the roadway. Y'all just need to pay attention. Y'all do not pay attention, none at all. Oh my gosh. Horrible, horrible, horrible driving. All right. But thank you again to all the people there as well, the Good Samaritans who are rendering this young lady assistance. Sometimes you have to be very, very cautious at accident scenes. You might not want to move someone because you don't know if their back is injured, if they have internal bleeding or injuries. Apparently, I'm told that this young lady took quite a lick on the head. And of course, that means that, you can have internal bleeding on your brain that could be very, very dangerous. So, hopefully she's okay. Sharon says, looks better, the hair. I know, it's pretty crazy. Damien says, do we now need traffic light countdown timers? For what? What's the countdown timer going to do? Nothing is going to prevent bad driving. Y'all got to prevent bad driving yourselves. What's a countdown timer going to do? I'm a little bit lost about what problem that is supposed to fix. I don't know. Junior says that I'm lying. I'll be playing Rick Ross. Listen, I'm not going to say that sometimes we don't go in that direction. I saw some of y'all were surprised. We had a special edition of a little segment on Saturday, and y'all were kind of surprised at the music selection. One person's like, how does Auntie Sandy know this artist? I was like, honey, champ, please. You'd be surprised who we were listening to back in the day. And just because you listen to a particular type of music, it might have profanity, it might talk about Baby Got Back or whatever. You just like it because of the rhythm or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Raise your children so that music does not have any significant impact on them in that way. I'm sitting here dancing to, yep, Baby Got Back and this and that and about your anaconda and whatever. We know what they're talking about, but I ain't out there in these streets trying to be no anaconda grabber. You raise your children a particular way, they can still listen to that type of music and not really be influenced by it. Give them a good foundation. Music isn't your life like that. And if y'all know me, I love all kind of music, everything from jazz to classical music. I mean, come all the way down. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. And lately I've been in the mood to listen to some throwback music. And I'm telling you, the throwback music is always spot on. In fact, my new favorite local radio station is Magic, because Magic does a lot of the throwback songs. Sometimes they go way back to like the 70s and stuff. I'm like, I'm not feeling the 70s vibe right now. But yes, we have a breaking announcement. Let's get to that here this morning. Siobhan says, why are you shocked though? It's never one weekend without an accident. No, sir. Leroy talking about I be sipping on gin and juice like Snoop Dogg. No. I do not drink, and I definitely would not be drinking and driving. But I do. Joke Smith says, good afternoon. What time zone are you in, honey child? No, honey child. I'll be trying to drive as safe as I can. Be beat bopping to my music. All right, listen, parents, y'all want to hear this? Breaking news this morning. Yes, somebody says, good morning, Sandy. Do you know what's happening at Clifton Hunter? I'm in traffic. My son just called and said that school had been canceled. I know exactly what's going on. Pop-pong! Where's my I need a little drum beat. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's not drums. Whatever. All right, so here's what's going on, honey child. Ministry of Education, they need to get it together. But the Ministry of Education and Department of Education have made the following announcement this morning. There's a major underground leak in the pipes carrying chilled water to the air conditioning system at Clifton Hunter. Yeah, here we go again, folks. That Clifton Hunter High School, another waste of money. Jeez, peace. They can't fix that AC to save their lives. Anyway, hold on one second here. So basically, they're having to cancel school. Hot mess. Ay. So, school canceled. Go pick up your children, honey child. The facilities team is working to address this matter, which requires excavation to fix. As such, school buildings will be without AC today, and school buses will return to Clifton Hunter at 8:30 to transport students home. Now, y'all done know the inconvenience that this is going to cause you poor parents. Let me tell you something. If you don't have a helper at home, or if you didn't have anyone to, assist your, so this one, somebody says, there goes the $1 million one, Bracknecks. Yep. If you don't have anyone at home to assist with your children, this is a problem. Because, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Now you got teenagers unsupervised. Anyhow, we'll post that up here shortly. I don't know what to tell y'all. Slackness. You can't really, I guess you can't prevent some of these things, but yeah. So just discussing. Yeah, a lot of you now reaching out to me. All right. Trying to get a hold of Renee so she can actually post the story up as well. I don't know, her WhatsApp messages seem delayed lately. Let me try calling her direct, because the WhatsApp ain't working, honey child. So yes, we'll post up the story. Go pick up your kids. Make sure they're supervised at home, because there are child predators everywhere. All over the place, honey child, trying to get at your little kiddos. Somebody said that, listen to this. CHHS has over 800 students. Just check your messages for me, please. Okay, thanks. CHHS has over 800 students on a good day falling apart. Juliana wants to waste $50 million in a black school for 100 children strong. Have it make bleepity bleep sense. It don't make no sense. It makes 0 sense. And I'm telling you all, y'all heard the premiere on Friday. By the way, go back and listen to the premiere. He's so diplomatic, but you got to extract the diplomacy in his words from what the man was really saying. They were telling him that school was going to be completed this year. And she needed all this money because he was willing to give her like $30 million to say, okay, use this, get started, and let's see where you get whatever in the next fiscal year in 2025. She's like, no, the school's going to be completed this year. And somebody, I don't know who that would be, some project manager, probably works public works and needs to have their head checked, was supporting her story that, oh yes, it'll be completed in 2024. I'm like, really? Y'all are project managers for government? Show us a project, any government project that has ever been within budget and within the time. And I will give you, I don't know what I'm going to give you here today. Shoot, I'll give you Zeus because I know it ain't happening. It doesn't happen. And the fact that somebody would tell politicians that, and the politicians would actually believe it, knowing what they know. Juliana O'Connor Conley is a seasoned politician. How long? Almost 30 years she's been there. She's never seen a project on time or in budget. So why would she believe some technocrat who's going to tell her, oh yeah, we can build it in 2024? She know that that's not happening. But that's not her concern. She just wants a school that eventually they can name after her. She just wants to have money flowing in Cayman Brac because she can't do anything else to get the economy going. And as a result, she figures, oh, we get the economy going, then everybody gonna be voting for me because they're gonna be flowing. There's be no oversight, trust me, of where the money's going to, where there's gonna be doing this ahead of a general election is the worst idea in the world. Because I can see it now. Oh my gosh, the hot mess of a situation that's gonna be. But that's what it is. Buying votes with a school project. Everybody gonna get jobs in Cayman Brac, whether they qualified or not. And come and see the quality that school is gonna be. They're gonna be putting all kind of fools. Oh yes, you know how to flush a toilet? Then you'll become head plumber. Mm-hmm. And the people will pay for it now and in the future, just like Clifton Hunter. How many AC problems y'all gonna have at Clifton Hunter? Seriously. Talking about they apologize for the inconvenience caused. And they're going to put measures in place for delivery of remote instruction where applicable. Y'all need to get your ish together. We've been talking about this AC problem. Remember when we first brought it to your attention months ago? That the kids are sweating bullets when school first started at Clifton Hunter? Poor little kids had to put on extra deodorant. They had to deodorize their very feet because everything was sweating and everything was getting stinky. And what did they come back? Oh no, it was just a minor problem. We done fixed it. We flip a switch. Really? All summer long and y'all not had time to properly sort out and fix this problem. You see, now the revelation comes out, as we were saying from day one, this is a much bigger problem than just trying to patch an AC system. If you have to be digging in the ground, talking about excavation, this is a massive AC fault. Probably going back to how the place was built. I'm just saying. Pure slackness. I'm so sick and tired of being surrounded by slackness in this country and having to pay for it because we are all paying for this. I feel sorry for y'all parents this morning who have to put up with this foolishness. See, this person says, yes, Sandy, Point Siena, Airport, CHHS, John Gray High School, all major government projects, and not a single one was on time or within budget. But yet, Juliana claims that she was going to be able to build her school in a matter of a couple months on Cayman Brac of all places. Now, Brackers, I'm not trying to throw y'all under the school bus, but let's be very, very honest. If a project in Cayman is going to be behind by years, God knows Cayman Brac could be even worse. Because we got to ship the equipment that much further. There's going to be all kind of delays. Y'all know Brackers, the days that they don't feel like showing up and working. Well, too bad for you. They're not going to show up and work. There's less labor. There's all sorts of considerations in the Brac that would delay a project probably a little bit more. But no, not according to Juju. Oh, honey child, it's going to happen this year. She just wanted that money in the budget at any cost. And that is why poor Wayne Panton got booted out. One of the reasons, and he said it. Go listen to what the man had to say. And he said, listen to what he also said. I'm telling y'all, pick sense from nonsense. The man spoke, just that he speaks so calm and eloquently, which I like about him. You know, I don't have no time for flowery language. I'm just going to have to give it to you hard and cold. What he also said is he was not the only person who objected to this. And he said it wasn't just this school. It was other things that she was requesting in the budget for her ministry. Her ministry was going to get a ton of money. And he's like, whoa. We got a lot of projects across ministries. We got to be sensible with our money. We have to fit within the FFR. We have to be fiscally responsible, blah, blah, blah. Y'all wait till some stuff come out now about where this government budget has run afoul of the FFR. And then we can see. And every single MP, and I mean every single one of them, all 19 of them have got to be held accountable. Because even the opposition, oh, we have issues with the budget. You know why it disappeared? They gave Alden Speaker of the House, right? They had their little secret meeting. Julie said, okay, PPM, look here now. We're back together. You guys know I'm still a PPM member, which she is. She never resigned, right? You guys are going to be fine. That's why all of a sudden you see Barbara showing up in photo ops. What his name is? David. Which brother's in again? David showing up in photo ops. You know, the leader of the opposition showing up at press conferences because PPM is back in the fold. Everybody's happy. Everybody getting what they want, regardless of how it's selling the people down the river. McKeeva Bush is back. Chris Saunders is back. Everybody happy like a bunch of pigs in mud. And nobody can sit there and say that they, don't object to this. No one can sit there and not object to this publicly and have my respect. And I mean that from the top to the bottom. Every single one of them. How you are talking about, there's a lot of issues with this budget. They're over borrowing, and yet you turn around and still vote in favor of the budget. That don't make no sense. If they're over borrowing, you should say, no, we cannot laden the people of the Cayman Islands with this sort of debt. Look like they're scared of Julie. You reckon? Every single one of them. Where's Jay? Where is Kenneth? Where are all these people? Y'all should be standing up to her. But you hear what the former premier said. He said he was not the only one of them that had concerns about her budget requests. But look at him now. Quiet as a church mouse, not saying a word. No, sir. Oh my gosh. Morning, Damien. Alejandro in the house. Alejandro, I got to talk to you in a little bit this morning. We're going to put you in the naughty corner. We're going to get to you, honey child. We got so much to cover this morning. I got to tell you all the truth. I went to bed last night. I'm surprised I slept at all. I decided to just turn off all the lights. And I'm like, okay, Sandy, just turn off the lights and sleep. Because you're going to need your energy come Monday morning. Because I am pissed off at more people than one this morning. I'm pissed off at the DPP's office. I am pissed off at the... Let me try and hold on one second. All y'all got me pissed off. The child pedophiles, they're at the top of my list. Let me see here now. Let me try to get Renee a photo real quick. Where's that message, Renee? All right. So yes, go back if you missed Friday's show and try to listen, honey child. All right. If you send me a voice note during the show, you got to give me a heads up on what it is because I'm like in the middle of a show. So, I might kind of miss it, honey chill. Clifton Hunter. Let me see here now. Excuse me, honey chill. A little cough came on there. You're all right. We're on it. Don't y'all worry. I see a lot of you now messaging me about that hot situation at Clifton Hunter. Trying to see if I have any stock photos I can send Renee. I know I've taken some of that school, Frank Sound, but I always forget to upload them. Here we go. I always forget to upload these things. Let me send this to her real quick for her story. Shall I be multitasking up and yeah. This is what separates the big boys from the wannabe news people. Is we on it 24/7, honey child? We gotta be, because you the people want to know what's going on. And so I gotta have all my little stock photos ready for her. So sometimes I'll be driving about and I'll be like, "Oh, honey child, let me snap a photo of this school just in case I need it for future reference," and you always eventually need it. There we go. Send her 3 photos. Now she can use at least one of those. All right, Clifton Hunter, get your act together. Facilities manager. Somebody needs to be fired around, yeah. But civil servants, boy, they got the best gig going. Ay. Okay. Okay. Folder sorted out. All right. So this person says, well, at least they know where to go to find the people. They got to be at the bars. Piss beyond pisposity. I know that's not a word, but it's funny. They're going to be at the bars. Lord Jesus. Good morning, Sandy. Traffic is being held up at the Linford Pearson by the police to check vehicles. People trying to get kids to school and to work, and the police doing their foolishness by Agnes Way. I think, is it because of the light? Or they just... So Agnes Way, where's Agnes Way again? Oh, this is like, maybe they're trying to divert traffic because there's a light issue up there. They cannot be trekking, they can't be doing that during morning traffic. Are they really? Well, she is with the traffic department. They just sent me a picture. Oh, Lord have mercy. What a hot mess. Oh, God. This person said the other ministers are too busy under her frock tail. At my son's graduation last year, we were all sweating like a you-know-what in church. Insert with the W word. Child, they don't be sweating in church no more, I should tell you. This other person says school construction made of cardboard. That's why it will finish in the next year, just saying. Oh, what a hot mess. Good morning, Sandy. It's called Democracy. Did you watch CNN last evening? United States of Scandal? Same thing. Corruption 101, Airport, Moses, High School, Alden, and now High School for Julie. Boo. What a mess. No, sir. I don't know what to say. Nothing like designing a system that has no redundancy. This is what someone says. And trust me, this person is related to the construction industry, so they understand the concept of how these things should be done. And again, they're not being done. And, when we spend this kind of money on a school, millions upon millions of dollars of our children's future, because we're indebting them is what we're doing. The least that we can expect is quality. You spend 50, 75, $100 million in a school. It shouldn't be rusting within the first couple years. It shouldn't be falling apart. It shouldn't be having mold and AC issues. It's like, give me a break, y'all. How does this work? How can we accept this kind of thing? Nothing like designing a system that has redundancy, and even worse, not parts readily available on island because the system isn't widely used. You see what I'm telling you? This is foolishness. But what I do know, just a local Caymanian with 35 plus years of experience in the industry. But what do I know? Sorry. DART has the same issue a few years ago. I do believe they put in a secondary line in case of similar occurrence. But hey, nobody remembers that the school was supposed to cost $60 million and it came in over $120 million, not to mention the legal fees and the legal battle with the contractor, Hunter Jones. Oh, really? Well, thank you, good sir, for reminding us all. I knew it was over budget, but damn, I didn't know it was that much over budget. But this is typical. Like I said, this actually does not surprise me because this is typical of these government projects. Honey child. Honestly, if y'all don't vote people like Julie out, I don't know what to say. No, sir. Y'all, the government, the people get the government they deserve. I know it's hard because the what we have running is competition already. Let me be very honest. We need some good, decent people to step up to the plate. This is not cutting it. See what this person said? They ignored the teacher's input. The teachers told the minister and then Minister of Education the setup at CHHS and John Gray High School would not work. Alden proceeded saying only God/Jesus could stop him from building the schools. I do remember that one. Yep. This person says, speaking of which, the carpets at Clifton Hunter High School are causing health problems with the students and the teachers. Mold and allergies are causing sickness, and there's a child that hasn't been in school for months because the mildew is so bad. Wow. For $120 million school. We're making our children sick. Oh, no. Y'all need to sue this. Y'all need to sue the government. That's what y'all should be doing. I mean, really? Oh, my gosh. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. The problem is they didn't ask for the teachers' input. They presented the plans to the teachers after the fact. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, we're on it. Thank you very much. This person says, "Morning, Sandy. The police are nowhere near the light. They're at the junction by the roundabout to either go towards Jose gas station or Bobby Thompson. Lord, police, give people a break this morning. That don't make no sense on a Monday morning. Good morning, honey child. It's been very close to a year that's been going on. One building I see finished very, very quick is the Popeyes Red Bay, honey child. Mark Anthony, make sure he gets a job done, and it is beautiful. You know, if you don't have the correct photo, that would be a major problem." Yeah, because people be so upset. Sandy, that's the wrong play field, you know? I'm like, you heard of the concept of just using a stock photo? Like, you know, but yes, we've got to make sure we got the right school, honey child, because you're right about that. It's going to blow their minds if I don't, because y'all be all up in your feelings about this sort of stuff. Y'all miss a lot of major things because you be majoring in the major. Majoring in the minor. My apologies. Wrong major. This person says that the Jamaican security guards at Clifton Hunter be sleeping all night. Well, I guess they not got nothing to do. Oh my gosh, police out there with ticket book in their hand. Wow, I'm glad I don't have to be in it. Hot mess. Good morning, Sandy. If the facility superintendent for CHHS was going to work and doing his job, this wouldn't be happening. But instead, he's running his own construction company. Oh, and who would he be? Who he is, honey child? Do tell. Oh my gosh. What a hot mess. I tell you what. All right. Reading these messages coming in fast and furious, honey jail. Oh my gosh. Okay, honey child. Hello. Nothing received. Hope. Okay. All right. Andrew Yates. Who the heck is Andrew Yates? Well, he's one of our people, based on that name. But above him is Alan Robinson. Oh, so people are saying that these facilities managers just not paying attention. They're too busy doing other stuff. I'm gonna take on a situation this morning. Okay, Manions, I know y'all gonna be really pissed off at me, but guess what? Ask me if I care. It's Monday morning, honey child. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people this morning. I'm gonna piss off child pedophiles and everybody who wants to support them. I'm gonna be pissing off the DPP's office. Well, not probably the whole office, but at least the head of the DPP. He's soon get what coming to him. Who else gonna be pissed off this morning? Some of y'all parents can get pissed off. Students might get pissed off. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about Caymanians. Morning, caller.
Morning, my dear. You're hot as summer grills. Anyway, how are you?
Not too bad, my love. Not too bad.
Good. That sounds good because you gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going. Sandra, do you know what that project is from the Georgetown post office.
Oh, that project is called a hot mess, is what it is. Don't get me started on them as well.
You know, that's been going on.
It's a Georgetown revitalization project. And you know...
Oh, Jesus.
Ma'am.
It's been going on
my darling.
And months.
Don't get me started on them this morning. We can only do so much in one morning. But let me just say this. The first part of the project, which was that road that they built, right? That pedestrian road. Now they took away half the road for traffic and pedestrianize it and whatever. Nobody even uses that. That's another failed idea. But anyway, let's leave that for another day. We soon get to them. But yes, that creates another hot mess of traffic in Georgetown, frustrating people who already have no access to parking in town. Don't get me started, honey child. Let's
do
that one another day.
I have one little bit more to say. A friend and I were in the BRAC last weekend, and make I tell you, they are still the some of the working Kim and Brackers, which is very, very, very few. What we have in the BRAC is Hondurans, Cubans, Filipinos, and Jamaicans. And some of them been there for a long time. But Sandra, if you hear their salaries, it is pathetic. So if the Premier Juliana O'Connor want to do anything, look about that. And also, Mr. Brian, look about that sort of thing. It's not livable. But Brackers say it only became that since a few other Brackers spoke up and said, no, it can't work that way. It's below the $6. We're asking for $8.75, and it's below the $6. And Kim and Brack is a very expensive place. Very expensive. It's more expensive than here. So when you pay nearly $11 for a gallon of milk, that tells you something. With their salary, I don't know how they make it. It's no wonder they're staying up on each other. The foreign workers are, 4 and 5 and 6 to a room. Now we talked to all that we could talk to, and all that was in that hotel was just about foreign staff that have been there for quite a while. Not say no more. Good morning to you. Keep it up.
Thank you, my dear.
Remember to drink a lot of water.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What a hot mess. I'm going to tell y'all straight up. It's a hot mess and then some. Siobhan said, seriously? She's worried about Kim and Brack, but she's not worried about the schools here. This is terrible. That are in terrible need of attention. Like UCCI. Ask how much facilities TLC does UCCI need that has thousands of Caymanians and offering a lot of programs, traditional degree programs, as well as technical and vocational, my apologies, training programs. They're getting Resembit grants worth millions of dollars, and they don't even have the proper facility, one might argue, to offer and carry out some of these things. They're having to make do with what they have. I'm telling you, Julie, she does not care about the majority of Caymanians. This is a money grab situation for a very select few individuals who will be benefiting from this. Somebody said voting time, girl. Y'all wait. The election coming up. Yeah, they want to start this right ahead of the election to have money circulating because she doesn't want y'all to look very closely at how bad the economy is. So listen to the solution. The economy is bad. she's going to turn around and borrow money, put y'all in debt to then flood the economy with money. Because as somebody rightfully said, her MO is buy your way out of everything. Just throw money at any problem and that will resolve it. Well, that doesn't quite work that way. And you know what would be good? If she actually threw money at the problems that required the funding, such as our special needs children, the inclusion programs. By the way, I want to thank a private donor. He reached out to me over the weekend. He is willing to donate. Remember on Friday, I was telling you guys that that facility needs a water bottle and a microwave. I'm going to donate the water bottle. Big shout out to Price Right. They told me it's ready. They had to take it off they were unloading stuff still out of the containers and whatever. And I think it was way up in the ceiling or whatever. So they now have that ready for me. So I'm going to try and get that sorted out today. And this person also came back and said that they would be willing to donate a microwave. So we're going to try to arrange to get that to them this week. Thank you very, very much, sir. Really, really appreciate it. Pat says, how is that open classroom system working at Clifton Hunter? Listen, Shaka Zulu, good morning. It doesn't work. Auntie Sandy, what can you expect if the country is importing labor from third world countries and none from countries that actually know quality work? The thing about it, right? This is what I do not understand. Why do we go and purchase the most out of, listen, we want to purchase things that are so out of the way. Like, you know, let me just tell Renee something. Hold on. I gotta tell her something. You know, I am just flabbergasted. When we want to get a system, we have to go and find something all the way in Timbuktu that no one has ever heard of before. You know, there's something to be said for getting systems that you have easy access to. When they need to be repaired, you can find parts. Why must we always be the oddballs to go out there and find systems that nobody else has? You know, when it needs to be repaired, whether it's the weather, remember the weather, what's the weather thing called again? Or weather, oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's always down. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. That, oh, we have to wait 6 months to get a part. Why? Why with the Weber Doppler? Thank you. Why are we waiting 6 months to get a part? Because y'all went and ordered some Timbuktu system that only one person in the world knows how to operate and only 2 people in the world carry the parts for it. Why do we keep doing this? DVDL. Y'all also on the radar. Oh, honey child. I'll soon tell Miss Stacy to bring me that she got to put some rum in the sorrel. She made some sorrel the other day. Oh, the sorrel tastes good. I might have to had some rum tip this morning because y'all really got me ticked off. Listen to me now. Listen to me very, very closely. DVDL is same hot mess. Y'all notice that DVDL has all these temporary plates that they're issuing? Can't find a permanent plate to save their life. Do y'all know why? Because case in point, once again, they go and order the most obscure system in the universe. Huh? All the way from, hold on, let me tell y'all where this one coming from now. Was it Paris or something? Oh gosh, hold on, now. I try to remember. Hold on. So on average at the moment, it is taking months upon months to get plates. Like they are so behind the very temporary plates getting temporary plates. Hold on, Hannah. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. Where is it that they ordered them from? But anyway, they got the machine from someplace halfway around the world, and they cannot get the part for it. It can soon come to me. Give me a second. My brain is not remembering. Hold on. It can come to me in a second. Don't worry. I'm looking for something that I soon tell y'all exactly where it is. But anyway, so they ordered the part some months back. The wrong part came. Hear it now. Hear it good. The wrong part came, and so they have to now send that back and wait another 6 months for the right part to come. Jesus, have it make sense. Have it make sense. Yeah? This is a constant hot mess of a situation. It's ridiculous. Let me check something. I just want to tell y'all exactly where it is. I know I got it here somewhere. Just hold on. It's like, come on now. Right? No, sir. I just cannot believe it. No, man. All right. I gotta find the message. I'm just trying to remember something. Yes. Let me see here now. Yep. Here we go. Trying to remember exactly where this part was supposed to be coming from. Anyway, I can assure you it's halfway around the world and it's ridiculous. Morning, caller.
Check your messages.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got that up. We on that already. You must have missed that part. All right. Hold on. This person said read DVDL. Germany. Was it Germany? Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me tell y'all. Let me play a little music here because I don't want y'all to hear something. And y'all know I gotta work hard to protect my sources. So hold on one second, honey child. Let me mute the button and play some music. All right, I still get the information. I'm gonna tell y'all. I can't remember. Somebody said Germany, but I can't remember if it's Germany or not. But it's definitely some place that apparently they have such a hard time getting parts from. Which in the modern world of FedEx, I don't have any clue why any part would be taking so long. I mean, seriously. But anywho, continued government failures, and we just keep turning the blind eye to it. Somebody says it is Germany. Okay. I wanted to double check with my primary source. But whatever the situation is, it's taken all these months for a part to come. No, sir. Get it together, government. And this is now y'all see the issue when Madam Julie is in these meetings with these high-ranking high-ranking civil servants, when she's telling them, oh, don't be telling Sandy nothing, because she don't want us, we the people, to know about their continued failures. So I did take a moment to make some observations about who in that audience was clapping like baby seals, right? Because those would be people who have no standards. They're sitting there talking about, oh, I'm trying to make them look bad. How can I make you look bad if you're actually doing a good job? Ask yourselves that question. If this is a world-class civil service like the poor deputy governor keeps claiming, how on earth can I make a world-class civil service look bad? Y'all, somebody can make you look bad. You make yourself look bad based on your actions or inactions. All I'm doing is exposing what's going on. And heaven forbid you provide people with a true picture of what is actually happening. Mr. Amelia said, look, you know, I still waiting on my right plans. We have some for you. A bunch was just picked over the weekend, Mr. Amelia. They're not ripe yet, but give them a few days. So this is a situation. Cameron says, what about the fingerprinting system? I got that working yet? Another hot mess. No. There's been so much money, and I mean millions of dollars that have been wasted over the years of our money by incompetent purchasing, incompetent facility managers, people sourcing stuff that made no sense. Yes, a fingerprinting system that never got implemented, that never worked. Millions of dollars right there. What about the scanner for customs purposes? Another $1 million probably. They turn around and build a building and it can't even fit in the building. Remember? This is the one on Portland Road, the scanner outside rusting and whatever. We as a people have got to do better. I'm sorry, Julie. Don't tell me that CMR out here making y'all look bad when y'all making yourselves look bad. I'm just exposing the foolishness. Speaking of exposing the foolishness in the civil service, let us talk about the DPP's office. Eddie says they do not have a maintenance contract in place for the Doppler radar. Well, nobody is surprised by any of that, honey chill. I keep telling you all continued failures, and we have a whole slew of examples. Thank you, Sean. Everybody says, yes, it's Germany. Thank you all. And yet they get up in their feelings when we say this is not acceptable. How will y'all ever do better if nobody says to you, come down, honey chill. This is not going to do. They keep taking our money and wasting it. I don't know about y'all, but this is enough. And the same thing is going to happen with this BRAC school. I'm not asking anybody. Look here. Look at these pictures. Look at what the poor children at Clifton Hunter have to endure on a daily basis, getting sick from mold and mildew. And yet our Minister of Education can't have this fixed. She can't issue a mandate that y'all need to focus on fixing this school. And if that means you have to dig up the whole school, get it done instead of killing off our poor little children. Let me show y'all the evidence of what I'm talking about here today. 1 second now. Hold on here, honey chair. Y'all got to see this. This is disgusting. I'm telling y'all, if government gets slapped with one proper lawsuit, they will sort themselves out, you know? They're going to have to sort themselves out one way or the other. Hold on now. Let me show y'all what is going on at Clifton Hunter. This is what we can get for $120 million. You know what we can get for $50 million. Hold on. Look at this. Tell me what this is supposed to be. Look here. This is the carpet. People, this is the carpet at Clifton Hunter School that your children are having to walk on, probably sit on, put their backpacks on, right? Inhale the toxins and the mold coming out of that place. Look at how disgusting this is. What is this? What is this? Caymanians, y'all must demand better. This is your Ministry of Education, your Department of Education. This is what they are subjecting your poor children to. No wonder your children are always sick. How is this acceptable? Huh? Y'all see this? I don't even know why you put carpet in a school to begin with. I mean, y'all need to explain that to me. That is so 1980s. I was going to schools, my God, from when? High schools, universities, they not got no carpet. Maybe the band room for acoustic purposes had padding in there. But you see, there you go. That's a world-class environment that your children are operating in, trying to study, spending most of their day breathing in all of this toxicity. They got allergies, they got sinus problems, all kind of stuff. And you know that mold can actually, if it's in sufficient quantities, mold can actually kill you. I mean, y'all need to watch a couple episodes of The Monster Inside Me. Those mold spores get in your lungs and it can kill you. Understand me clearly. This is not joke. This is not about cosmetics. This is not about, oh, well, you know, Sandy, it's just a little bit of carpet. What's the big deal? This is a serious indictment on our government and on the education system and the minister by extension. Has she even toured any of these places? Oh, forgive me. No, Sandy. She does not even show up to graduation. What are you talking about touring? So what, you want to build a school in Nebraska? Huh? Why? Look at this. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I got another picture. Hold on. This is the nastiness. I wouldn't even want Zeus's paws to be on this. Look here. That is the nastiness of carpets at Clifton Hunter. It's like they couldn't even get the place cleaned properly. Wow. Y'all need to stand up. I'm telling you, if you don't demand any better, things will get worse. Look there. This is what your children have as part of their quality educational experience, to the tune of millions of dollars. Where are the administrators at these schools? Where are the school project, what do we call them now? Facilities managers? Do y'all not go through these schools, you know, once a month? Nobody does a walkthrough? You know, these things been there forever. Huh? I mean, come now. Somebody said at the end of the day, it's not their personal money and they're using it like it's free money. Yep. And she's the Minister of Education for the past 8 years. So all of this is under her watch and she does not care. You can't tell me that she cares. Somebody just said, they just sent me the CMR article and they said, Sandy, in your own photo, look at the quality of the sign and tell us, does this look like a facilities management team that cares about our students? Look at the mold and mildew. Nobody has ever power washed the sign out front. When you are surrounded by ineptitude and people that just don't care, and your children are in the mix, you see, this is kind of, look at the sign. That would take a $25 power washing job. In fact, the school could have its own power washing machine, and you know, the janitorial crew could power wash that once a quarter, and it would not be looking like that. Poor management of the facilities. That's why I chuckled when she told the students at the opening of John Gray High School, oh, make sure y'all take care of the place now, because it's nice. And not the children you got to worry about taking care of the place. How about the civil servants that actually paid? The facility managers that are paid to take care of the place doing nothing. Right. Should we get together and donate money for somebody to go power wash the sign for them? At what point is there some degree of accountability going on here? I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. Now she's going to be all up in her feelings next week. She'll go to another seminar. Oh, that's Sandy Hill. She's such a troublemaker. Wow. Jay's Game says, I work at a school. Won't say the name of the facility manager. I hardly see him. Nobody, not surprised by that, honey child. Kimberly, good morning, says, this is a shame. Parents whose students attend CHHS, you should be at the Ministry of Education this morning demanding answers. I really do hope that this is sorted out soon. Nobody not gonna demand no answers because as usual, y'all gonna just sit back. Let Sandy talk about it. She gonna tell them. Romelia says, speaking of signs, what's up with the Red Bay Fire Station sign? With the West Bay Fire Station sign? What happened to it? KK says they need to move her up from education now. Slack and no use. I don't know where they're gonna put her, but anyway. Della says she's the most incompetent minister. What a disgrace. Della, I want you to contemplate what you just said. She is the most incompetent education minister. I think we can all agree with that. And I think one of the biggest failings of Mr. Panton, and I'll tell him where he fails, is putting her back as education minister. But you see, I guess he felt like he didn't have a choice to try and put that half-baked government together. Right? Now, how can you have someone who's described, and I think if I would wager a bet, I would say that probably 80% of you would say that she is the most incompetent minister. In fact, let's take a poll yet today. Oh, Sandy, they're going to fire you. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Let's get it. I'm going to ask the following question. Most incompetent minister. We can ask it direct, honey child. We want to know. Let's go. What's her name? Is Juliana O'Connor? Is it one? How's she spell again? O-C, one O, right? O'Connor Connolly. Connolly has two N's and two L's. The most incompetent minister? Question mark. You only get two choices. Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. Because I want y'all to have this sink in. I'm going to share the link here. If she is indeed, in the opinion of the majority of people in this country, the most incompetent minister, how does the most incompetent minister become premier of this country? Please ask yourselves that very important question. Nobody was happy with her. Yes? Nobody was happy with her as education minister. Nobody is singing her praises. So tell me now, how does this work? How does she get this position? Huh? No, sir. This is a perfect example of how we are rewarding incompetence. And I dare ask you, how is that possible? Let me move this over here so I can give you all the barcode to scan. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scan the little barcode. Like I'm going to screen grab it. And then I'm going to give it to y'all like this. All right, here we go. Should it say for education? No, because what else do you know her as minister of? Her primary role is education minister. Everything else, lands and whatever, we're not really business with that yet today. Her most important job, forget district administration, because that came in black. So you all know she's going to be trying to take care of them, although you might want to ask some blackers. Her most important job is that of minister of education. So everything else that falls under her portfolio can't be doing all that great, I would say. Natasha says, I think the only way that government is really going to start listening and change is if we sue them for everything going wrong and the manipulation and deception of the people who voted them in. Misuse of people's funds, dereliction of duty, the list is long. It is very, very long, unfortunately. And here's the saddest part about it. I mean, this really grieves me. We, the people, like I said, are ultimately responsible for this hot mess because we are putting and voting in incompetence on a regular basis. This is why the other day, I mean, I had to chuckle when, what's his name there? Hunter said, well, if y'all think that I can't win and get in, look at what the people have already elected. Because Hunter is right. We have been setting the bar low, as John has said over and over again. He himself has admitted that he sets the bar low in life, generally speaking. And so have the people, evidently, and that's why we keep voting them in. So Hunter says anybody can be a politician in Cayman. Who's going to argue with what Hunter has said? Because the record stands for itself. He is 1,000% accurate. Apparently, we will accept anything. My argument is, my God, if we have done that in the past, do we not see a path forward where we stop doing it? Scan that barcode, y'all, to vote. Do we not see a better way? Siobhan says accountability, LOL. Hardly anyone want to do that. Dre, good morning. Romelio says that's hideous. It looks like something burned. Johan says she's not lying. Nobody gives elected government and the world-class civil service a type of pressure, not even the paid elected opposition. Yes, the opposition is back in the fold. So they're not going to say nothing. Romeo says, yes, we need a poll. So far, 87% of you keep voting. Get the numbers as high as possible. Let me fix it. I see a little typo in my poll. Hold on one second. You know, I was multitasking this morning and did that so quickly. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the poll question? Let me just fix the poll question in one quick second. Yeah, no. Edit. Because y'all gonna say, Sandy, you called somebody incompetent and then you got a typo. Boom. It's fixed. Well, as y'all know, I'm doing about 5 things, you know. Incompetent. There we go. 90% of you is saying she's the most incompetent. How is it that she is the leader of this country? Tell me that. Only in the Cayman Islands could we expect such slackness to go on. Yeah. It is time that we expect better and demand better quality. Let us stop putting people in who are concerned about all of the wrong things, including lining their own pockets. Now, I hear some of y'all going around bragging about you're planning to run for public office. And I can tell y'all something. You need to go sit down. Do yourselves a favor. Do the people of the Cayman Islands a favor. And don't even think about it. Wanda says, absolutely right, Sandy, but she doesn't care what anybody thinks. Oh, Miss Wanda. Hold on, you know, honey child. I can tell y'all a little secret. Children, gather around. Auntie Sandy got a little lesson for you. When she can find the time and energy that she has found for this platform and talking about, oh, these blogs and bloggers and this and that, she does care. Wah. She cares, and that's why she can find the energy for it. I'm just saying, don't let her pretend to you all, she's not fooling me. Don't let her pretend that she don't care, because she found a lot of energy. She could have talked about so many more important things with the civil service. And she chose to spend her time instead talking about CMR. I dare say she cares, and apparently she cares a lot. You know why? Because we are speaking the truth over Yeso. And the truth is going to enlighten the people. And if the people truly become enlightened, they will be prepared to make some better decisions come 2025. And guess what? 2025, we're like a year out now. Right around the corner, honey child. That 12 months is going to go by so quick. And we're going to be on their tails for the next 12 months. We are ready. You, the voters, have got to demand better. Stop allowing them to use you and abuse you for your vote. Your vote should have a price tag on it that no man can ever touch. Because the same way they can buy out your vote, other people buying them out and selling you out, and they're selling you out in the process. Don't allow it to happen. If you have MPs who can't even be honest, they know the stuff that they're doing, the kickbacks that they're getting. Power hungry, position hungry, hungry for salary. 90% of them, if not more, have never seen this kind of money in their lives on a monthly basis. And it goes to their head. And you know what that means? They'll do anything for it. They're high paid prostitutes. The highest bidder is going to get the, you know what, the goods. That's the reality of it. And you see now, they go in there and they get this highfalutin lifestyle. I was saying to somebody the other day, I'm so shocked at some of the financial decisions that they themselves make, right? And their own personal lives. And I can give you an example. I'm not calling any names because y'all can figure it out very, very easily. But this is what they do. They get in the first term. All of a sudden, oh, I got to go build big house and this and that. Taking on expenditure. You don't even know if you can get voted back in. But they're taking on all this expenditure because now they're making $12,000 a month. Never seen 12 grand in their lives. Yeah? All of a sudden now, they're going to start doing that, burdening themselves with all this kind of money. In one case, I said, why does this individual want to even build a big time house? She should be looking to downsize coming into your senior years. You're not got no chick or child at home. What are you doing that for? That don't make no sense. Somebody sent me the picture of Julie's compound in Cayman Brat. I mean, that's her business. She's been in there for 30 years, or she wants to have a whole 50 acres. That's her business. But some of these newcomers are setting themselves up for failure. And in order now to be able to do stuff on the back end, here comes the big time developers and other people who need to buy their votes, put them in their pocket. Oh, well, I'll take care of your constituency expenses. I'm going to donate money so you can have your Christmas parties and your turkey giveaways and all this kind of stuff. Because they can't afford to do it out of their own budget, you see. Because they're poor at budgeting because they're trying to live outside of what they can qualify for and live outside their means. Because the second they get in, all of a sudden, they want a big lifestyle. That they know realistically they can't afford, especially since if you get voted out, what are you going to do then? That's why they had to turn around and give themselves a 3-month severance package. The progressive government did that on the backside of the people of this country. Because when they get out, they're poor. They're back to being poor. They don't manage their money. They don't do nothing. I'm telling you all, we're not electing people who are worthy for the most part of being in public office. Anthony says that CHHS is a disgrace, and so is the minister. Damien says maintaining that swimming pool and area also. Oh, send the pictures. Y'all have swimming pool pictures, by all means, send it along. I not even get to my proper topics yet. Let me say this. Evelyn says, oh my God, that's so nasty, right? That green mold is the worst, says Damien. Oh, it is. It's disgusting. Gabby says, my little sister goes there and she's always sick. I'm wondering if this is what's making her sick. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Perla says, the list is long, Sandy. Tell them how many useless crap they're using our money for. So y'all were talking a little bit earlier. And I was saying that, where's my friend Alric this morning? Oh yeah, the ID system. Oh Lord, don't get started on that. So Alric put up a post the other day about, these expats come here and we have to train them and this and that, and they want to talk about Caymanians don't have we don't have good standards and blah blah blah. I said, listen, I'm not lying for nobody. I'm not lying because it's our people. There's a lot that our people do as Caymanians that leaves a lot to be desired. And I'm going to call you all out just like I call out everybody else. And in fact, I have higher expectations of all of you. Hear this one. Alexa, stop it. I was not speaking to you, please, ma'am. Where'd she come up from? No, sir. Listen to me carefully. When I saw that post from Alric, I said, listen, it is all fine and dandy to acknowledge that we have unqualified people here that we import. And I'm going to be talking about one this morning because, like I said, nobody gets a pass on CMR. I don't care who you're from, who your mama is, who your grandma is. It don't make one difference to me. If you're not no good, you're not no good. Simple as that. If you shouldn't be in a particular job, then you should not be in a particular job. It's as simple as that. However, let us not kid ourselves when we talk about our own people as though there's a blanket, as long as you're Caymanian, you're doing the right thing. No, you're not. Let's set aside the MPs for 1 second, because remember now, they're all Caymanians, eh? Let's put them aside for a second. I want to talk about the rest of us who are failing and doing the most. I'm going to give y'all a couple examples, and I'm not going too deep into this conversation this morning because let me advise you all that this is a whole other show unto itself. But Caymanians have got to stop being so slack ourselves. Huh? Can I get an amen up in here? Somebody? I have had some of the worst people, workmen, be Caymanians on the job. Let me give you one example. One guy came in and he was doing some sheetrocking work for me in the ceiling, right? He's supposed to be the best, so they claim he's the best out there and blah, blah, blah. He does the best sheetrocking, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. He was recommended by another Caymanian. So I said, okay, if you want to give Caymanians a chance, an opportunity, that's what we do. Yes. They always tell us, give your people a chance. Mm-hmm. And guess what? He come in and I'm like, why do I, people say to me, but Sandy, this man charging you how much for that little job? You better ask him if that quote was right. So I said to him, sir, I'm talking to people and they're saying that this is a lot of money. Like, what are you charging me for? Me, I just want it done. I'm like, just get it done. He said, oh, I gotta be honest with you, Miss Sandy. I gotta be honest with you. I'm just charging you what I need right now, not what the job costs. What he needs to maintain himself, because once again, poor fiscal management. And I looked at him and I said, wow, hear what he just told me. I'm charging you what I need, the money that I need right now. Don't manage from one job to the next. I said, really? Yeah. Okay. So now that he caught red-handed, I got to reduce my price. I never use that man again. He is said to be the best sheetrocker in Cayman, and I've never used him again. Listen to me carefully. Our own people leave a lot to be desired. Shocking. When I was having my roof painted, they say paint it with this coating that helps, reflect off the heat, save on your AC bill, blah, blah, blah. All right. Got quotes from different people. The little Jamaican guy said, Miss Sandy, I got you, I can take care of you. I said, yeah, that's true. He did good work before, but I got to give my Caymanian the job. Even though he was charging me more, I can give him the job. Here we go now. The Caymanian to cash you up on time. I'm like, what the heck? Even the guy I'm buying the paint from, I'm like, what is with this guy? How long do I have to wait for him to show up to do the job? Caymanians, take your time with him, Sandy. Take your time with him. Why? The man said he come in 7 o'clock in the morning. He gonna turn on and tell me, but I can't come 7 o'clock in the morning because there's gonna be dew on the roof. Now this Cayman, by 7 o'clock, it well hot. But anyway, I said, but excuse me, if you can't come 7 o'clock in the morning because there's going to be dew, water on the roof. Why did you tell me you were coming at 7 o'clock? I'm not the one who told you must come at 7, You told me when you were coming. Slackness is the order of the day. And our Caymanians, unfortunately, are not exempt from that. Someone now asking me the name of the sheetrock guy. Oh, God. Some of these people, ridiculous. Honest to God. It blows my mind. And then when other people then lambast us and say, we not showing up, we not doing this. Oh, no, you're saying that cadet came in. I don't think so. All right. Yes, thank you, Colleen. We're aware of the police officers and their slackness out there this morning. Poor them. They got to get tickets. They got to make money. Jim says, to be fair, this doesn't happen overnight. What doesn't happen overnight, Jim? The incompetence? The moldy carpet? Of course it doesn't happen overnight. That means that from day one, there has been an infrastructure problem at Clifton Hunter with that AC unit. This don't happen overnight. Jay's Gaming says the facility manager needs to get fired. They'll probably promote him because this is a civil service. Perla says schools don't need carpet. It's not a bedroom. I went to school and all classrooms were tiles. No, sir. Siobhan says that's nasty. Everton says you do not put carpet in public gathering areas. None at all. Jim says parents need to know what's going on in their children's schools. Well, I think a lot of them do know. The children are complaining, but their complaints are falling on deaf ears. You see, Jim, I'm going to be honest with you. This is why I said to my husband, when we decided to have a child, I said to him, look, we got to have a plan because children are expensive. They don't come cheap. The second they come out, honey child, the very diapers to collect their poop is expensive. So we got to make sure that we are fiscally responsible and we're earning enough to take care of a child. And the one thing I said, and I hate to even say it out loud, but y'all know that I'm honest even when it comes to myself. I'm not putting my child in government school. And it has nothing to do with the quality of education. It is the lack of responsiveness. When you send an email, when you send a complaint, it doesn't matter what it's about. So whether it is moldy carpet, it's your children getting their heads busted open, their lips busted with school fights, silence. Nobody don't want to respond to you. There's no accountability. Your children are getting beaten up in schools and physically assaulted and harmed and almost killed. And you hear nothing about it. Oh, we'll talk to the other parents. Huh? Nobody's doing anything. I have some parents that have been waiting for months for government, education department, ministry, school administrators, anybody to get back to them after their children were ganged up and attacked. You think that could happen in a private school? You paying for the education now, But you're also paying for administrators to be a little bit more responsive than that. So I tell my husband straight up, he'll tell you. I said, honey, child, if you got to go work it on a pole, you better go invest in a good pole because you got to do what you got to do to make sure that we can put our child in an environment where people are going to be respectful of the parents, of the students, the whole 9 yards. Because I can't, listen, I only got the one and I'm not playing with nobody when it comes to her. Simple as that. Government, and there's a lot of people who can't afford private school. And does that mean that because you can't afford to put your child in private school, you should have administrators that are less than responsive? No, I don't agree with that, but I know that that's the reality. And before I end up in jail away from my child because I got popped some administrator upside their head, or I got boxed Juliana O'Connor in her mouth, I said, before it gets that far, let Sandy be on the outskirts. Let me complain on your behalf. But good Lord, please don't make me be in the system because it's not gonna work out too good for nobody. Y'all need to stand up. Your children are your most valuable asset please stand up for them. If you can't even stand up for yourself, you should at least stand up for your children. Tell me in what universe we're supposed to be a so-called first world country. Yeah. Where does this look like first world to you? In a government school? Huh? How does this make any sense? Right? This looks like it's first class. This is what your children are being subjected to. This is disgraceful. Like I said, I would not even make my dog walk on this. Zeus blow paws can't touch this nastiness, and your children are exposed to this on a daily basis. Y'all need to stand up. Enough is enough. Yeah? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Somebody says that we need a poll, P-O-L-E, not a poll. I mean to tell you. Somebody said, I bet you they didn't go power wash the sign today. All right. Slackness is the order of the day, but we have to stop accepting it. They say pressure bust pipe. Y'all better start busting something around you. That's all I can tell you. Oh my God. Seriously. Wow. Look, it's all coming out today. Since we talk about Clifton Hunter, let's do it all in one swoop, shall we? I told y'all from when that this has been ongoing, and it continues to be an ongoing issue. Aye, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Here we go. Oh, bop. Evidence dropping this morning. Wow. Hold on, honey child. Let me show you all what's going on, yeah? Ay. I told y'all just now, like Jim said, honey child, this not happened overnight, and you're absolutely right. Now we're going to show the evidence. Huh? Look here. What is this? December of 2022. Dear colleagues, who is Villains Buchanan, acting principal at Clifton Hunter, 2022. Unfortunately, we having, poor her, she says she's the principal. Okay, we all make mistakes, honey child. We having some issues with our AC control board this morning. Mr. Yates is working to resolve the situation, and it should be up and running soon. Apologies for the inconvenience. Like I said, from day one, they have had a faulty system without a doubt. Here we go now. Thank you. This is now Sharon Thompson, deputy principal. Thank you is not enough, but I have to say thank you for your resilience as you deal with the challenges related to poor air quality and dirty carpets. What? Please note that a company will be coming in to place air filters in the academy today. The carpets will also undergo deep cleaning over the weekend. These are temporary measures, but thank you for your patience as we await the more permanent solution. It's called pull up the carpet, woman. Anybody could have done that already? Oh, then she talks about the door to the girls' bathroom in the foyer is now fixed. How many issues y'all got? Here's another one from 2018. March of 2018. Let me see, 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You mean now we're 6 years almost to the day? March the 19th, tomorrow is going to be 6 years to the date. AC units. I spoke to Mr. McLaughlin this morning, and the AC has resumed and all the... What? 6 years on? 6 years. 6 years. Y'all come to me now and tell me how competent your minister is who's been in for 8 years. Who is listening? Anybody? Anybody? Is anybody home? Here's another one from December of 2022. 2023. November 22nd, 2023. Another hot mess again. School air conditioning. Wow. You see, this now is why y'all need to mount a lawsuit, because there is more than sufficient evidence, and I'll send this to any parent who wants to sue me yet today. Trust and believe. There is more than ample evidence that this has been a systemic and ongoing issue for at least 6 years and beyond from when the school was built. And they have been unwilling, I would say, to resolve this issue. Time for somebody to get slapped with a lawsuit. As you are aware, here's the other letter. Oh, dear parents, as you are aware, y'all need to be doing better as parents who are aware. The air conditioning system at our school is now functioning. That's a lie. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this issue again today. We're still awaiting the control panel. Where the control panel coming from? Timbuktu? You see what I'm telling you? They keep ordering these obscure pieces of equipment. Only 2 schools in the entire world have this equipment. Why do we make such poor decisions? Who in the civil service is in charge of these projects and making these decisions on how to spend government's money? Somebody said the school is not even 10 years old and it's falling apart. KK says, let it out, Sandy. I tell you, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Somebody says, isn't it the principal's fault? It's everybody's fault if you ask me. The principal, all the school administrators, right? The department, the facilities manager carries about 65% of the burden. The minister. Because here's the thing. The minister and premier of this country can get up and make demands on the civil service about hating on media. Y'all mustn't share information, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. We can look at your phones. Spend that energy on problem solving the AC system at Clifton Hunter. Why didn't you get up and say, well, look at us. We're at the Kimpton or wherever they were that day, having this amazing event, and we get to enjoy all of this wonderful air conditioning, my good civil servants. But guess what? Do you know that right now, our children at Clifton Hunter are breathing toxic mold spores in their AC vents and nasty carpet? They can't afford to have a team building conference at the Kimpton or Ritz-Carlton or wherever the heck they were. Sitting down having a nice cushy lunch. Our children can't afford that because we're not spending any money sorting out their problems. And so when their brain is all foggy from the mold and being sick all the time, and we're talking about, oh, they can't perform, we just keep throwing money at all the wrong things. That's what she should have spent some energy talking about. So far, 84% of you says that she is the most incompetent minister. Keep voting. Send the link. I shared it already. Send it to everybody. Let me grab the link again. Share it with as many people as possible. It's unacceptable. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Not bad, dear. How are you?
I'm fair to fine.
Yes, ma'am. Very good.
Yes, I'm the person who was calling you on Friday about.
Oh Lord, I got some bad news for you. Today, not your day again either. I'm sorry, honey child. We're on some particular topics today, and I cannot pause. I know you called about landlord tenancy. Can I invite you to call me back tomorrow at 9:00? I will try to have. Yes, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I totally forgot about you. I'll be honest. I'll try to have open mic ready for you at 9:00. Okay.
Okay, I will. Thank you,
darling. Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right. We can't get into that issue yet today because I got a whole slew of issues that are coming. DJ, Ryan, what's up? All right. Someone says, don't forget to put Miss Lynette Monteith, who's the acting chief officer in Blast 2. Oh, yes. Thank you for the reminder, my love. Every time complaints from the school go to her, either she dismisses it and then shuts down opportunities for the children. If the principals talk about it and be on top of the ministry, they will fire them. Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody said the Department of Education Services is mostly to blame because they need to rip up the carpet. Listen, the poor monkey that is blind, deaf, and dumb can see that this is a logical solution. Why haven't they done it since 2018? What permanent solution are they possibly waiting on? They praying about it or what? You know what they say about prayers without works? Lord have mercy. Please share the link, folks. Someone says, which one this is now? Cameron Brack, idiot. Well, who should they refer to? She's now the principal at CHHS. Who that is? The school not even 10 years old. Who do they have at the principal? Who's the principal? I don't even know who that could be. But what a hot mess. So yes, Lynette, please, maybe you need to, again, instead of focusing on just hiring 7-day Adventist workers, which seems to be your mandate, if you could get focused on a few other things, we would be most appreciative. I'm just saying. Oh, the time's short today. Let's move on. Let's move on. We got to talk about the DPP's office, huh? I'm sure you all saw the headline yesterday that the DPP's office has dropped on Friday, they dropped this case against the Russian Canadian fellow with the guns, right? Let me just be very, very frank here. I am not playing with nobody this morning. The new head of the DPP needs to be fired. Nobody not gonna have the balls to do it. The governor, as sweet as she is, not gonna have the balls to do it. The deputy governor, not gonna have the balls to do it. He's an English man after all. So yes, they do get certain privileges that the rest of us would not be getting. He needs to be fired with a capital F, a capital I, a capital R, a capital E, and a capital D. Get rid of him. We give you a chance, sir, and it's just not working out. Yes? It's not working out. I don't care what nobody wants to say. What his name is? Simon who? Let me get his last name, because I don't even know the man's name. Simon Davis. He was appointed back in January of 2022. So he has now had a couple years on the job, and your performance leaves too much to be desired. That means you got to go. It is time for you, sir, to get up and out of here. In 2 years, you've not demonstrated any level of competence that we, the people of the Cayman Islands, should be satisfied with. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy.
Yes, sir.
When you want a people or a country to lose confidence in a system, this is what you do. You mess up the head, nobody will have any confidence in the DPP office anymore. That is what you do. You just mess up and just let people have no confidence. And we always think that, listen, from it comes from somewhere else, it's the best. Messing us up so that we don't have any confidence in our system any at all.
God. Yes, sir. What a mess. What are we going to do? I say fire him. Get rid of him. So that's the next poll question. Should the head of the DPP be fired? Come on now. Like Pat said, bye, honey child. Don't let the door hit you in the rear end. Toodaloo, toodaloo. You gotta go. You're not competent. I'm sorry, but you have got to go. Okay. Let me tell you why. This case demonstrates complete incompetence on the part of the DPP. But you see, y'all don't even know the half of the story. That's I'm here to tell you all the full scoop. So the man walked out free of charges on Friday because our prosecutors have not a lick of common sense. Of course, they can't proceed to trial because they neglected to read the law. And the factual nexus of what happened in this case has barred them from doing this. And I told y'all the other day when the legal arguments were made and the judge agreed with those legal arguments, they should have just threw in the towel from now. Why they waited till Friday? Only God knows. They had to go in the back room and lick their wounds. What, really? Now, if this man turns around and sues the Cayman Islands government, don't nobody be surprised. Fire Simon Davis before he screws up anything else. Screwed up the McKeever case. Screwed up this case. And there's a lot of smaller cases that are getting screwed up. And the staff at the DPP's office getting screwed in the process. Pay attention, students. Because what I'm about to tell you, now no hearsay. This man is so incompetent at his job. He has come to the Cayman Islands with a mandate of this is a vacation spot for him. Going around telling people that he work with, he's not going to do no cases. He's not here for that. He's not working past 5 o'clock. He's in vacation mode. With all due respect, sir, I don't know who told you that you were coming here to kick up your feet on a nice sandy beach 24/7. You can do it. That's not a pace of London. You can do some of it, but you can't do it all the time. To tell people that you have no intentions of working past 5 o'clock, and so therefore you're not doing any preparation, you're not going to go to trial, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. Lord Jesus, say what? Oh, John, we getting to buy smart. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Don't get ahead of yourself now this morning. Let's finish with Simon. This man needs to go. He's not working out. I'm sorry. He really isn't. Do you all know that he is actually throwing his staff members under the bus? In the past year, more than 5 of them have left. Caymanians, Jamaicans, everybody leaving but the Englishman because he bringing them in and giving them anything that they want. Promoting them above everybody else when they're not even qualified for the promotion. Now listen to me. We got to get a hold of this situation. The poor staff over the DPP's office, they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're just throwing in a towel like, we can't do it anymore. We're sick and tired of these people. Let's just leave. There's been a mass exodus. Go look at who all has left. And I dare say some of the brighter ones, some of the ones who used to win cases are now gone. So here what my man doing. He will sit down and write the legal arguments. What's the name of the little Trinity girl? She already resigned too. She leaving too. She not been here no time. This was the one in the McKeever case, so she leaving as well. Because he'll sit there and write the legal arguments and then hand it to her and say, here, you present this in court. The legal arguments don't make no sense. Because in this case in particular, it was not based in law. How can you have legal arguments? The law is there. They say the man came to the border. He declared it at that point and they took the weapons from him. How can you criminally charge him then? You go to that section of the law and it's pretty crystal clear. Now, legislators need to wake up. That's your MPs. They've fallen asleep because they're once again failing at their job. You shouldn't have legislation that does not mesh with each other. One piece saying this, next piece saying that, mass confusion. So your poor customs officers, they're aware of the importation requirements. You must get a license from the police, blah, blah, blah. But they're not aware of this other section, which basically serves as a loophole. You need to fix the law. But if a loophole exists, the head of the DPP should know this and should not have proceeded with charges. That is the true position in this case. Y'all wait for the lawsuit. But you know what? They're not going to let no lawsuit come. They're going to silently settle with this man. His lawyers done send them a letter. Y'all better pay up. And they're now going to fork out millions of dollars for reputational damage. Fire Simon Davis. You hear me? He should resign. And if the government don't want to fire him, if the governor don't want to fire him, the people of this country should be protesting. That's what y'all need to protest and demand that he be gone. So that'll be the second poll question today. Let's get it up. Let me check the poll results on the other one now. So far, 80% of you are saying that she's the most incompetent minister. What a hot mess. Let's go on. Should the head of the DPP be fired? Yes or no? Yes and no. Simple. He needs to go. Okay, let me just edit this 1 second here. Time for him to go, honey child. I'm sorry, but I ain't got no time for no foolishness. Yes, honey child. Yes, honey child. I'm live on the radio, you know. Oh, I think they want me to read messages. Let me see. Hi. Woo! The sauce getting hot. I know. We getting to it, honey child. We're gonna explain why every single one of you should be tapping that yes button so quickly. All right, let me put it up on the screen. Here's the barcode. Yeah, he's not qualified. This is the foolishness that we do. We allow the hiring of these people because they want to say white is right. Just because you're white don't mean you're qualified. Hello, newsflash. He's not qualified. He should have never, ever gotten the job to begin with. He can't handle it. Him not ready. They would have been better off finding a Caymanian to do that job. I got to tell you the truth. He not ready. Anthony says if it was a Caymanian, man would be looking at 10 to 15 years. Well, that's because the Caymanian would not have lawyered up and gotten a QC, a KC to handle the case that would have gone, oh, hold on a second, honey child. There's a loophole in the law. We're going to get you off. Neo-colonialism, says Damien. Fire him, fire him, fire him, fire him, fire him. Let me give you more evidence to support my position, shall I? Exhibit number 1. He has never ran an organization before he came to the Cayman Islands. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Say what? How do you take somebody? Excuse me. How do you take somebody who has no leadership experience and you put them in that position? Surely that should have been a qualification, a requirement of the job. Huh? How did he get the job? He was working in chambers in the UK. St. Philip's barristers. A sole practitioner. Now he comes in here and he has to be in a leadership role, heading up people. Where he ain't getting them kind of experiences from, honey Joe? It's just gonna fall out of the sky, right? Once again, who are we going to blame but ourselves for this kind of stupidity, this kind of nonsense? Go and look at his professional qualifications. He got his MA Honors Classics from Trinity College in 1984. It's so interesting that on his LinkedIn account, I'm just saying, he does not list any other experience, and I cannot help but wonder why. Why, Mr. Simon, is the only experience that I'm seeing here, and I'm going to show y'all. Y'all need to be able to do a little bit of research now. Make sure you're looking up stuff. Why is it that the only experience that I see listed here is the DPP's office, the last job you've had for 2 years and 1 month? Is it because you don't want nobody to see that you ain't got no other experience other than just being a barrister? I'm curious. 30 years of fraud, sex, drugs, and guns at the highest level. I think you might have want to put the word legal experience in there because, 30 years of, this is what he wrote about himself. 30 years of fraud, sex, drugs, and guns at the highest level. You might want to reword that just a little bit. I'm just saying. The way I'm reading that, I'm an English major, but I don't think I'm reading that the way that you actually intended it. So you might want to add a little bit to that. Specializing in terrorism, white-collar crime, organized crime, modern slavery, human trafficking, money laundering, and other serious criminal offenses. I guess guns wasn't part of that. Sexual harassment and indecent harassment and indecent assault wasn't part of that. That's why you're dropping the ball on these cases. And I blame him more so than the lawyers, because what he is actually doing is he has the audacity to prepare these half-baked, half-cooked up legal arguments, hand it to the lawyers, and then, of course, they are pressured into delivering it, and it don't make no sense. Do you all know that when the courts recently found out that he was the one who wrote the legal arguments in this case, yes, so they called him into court, and you know what he did? Let me tell you what he did. And there's another reason why you fire him. He showed up without his robe and wig, knowing that without those two things, he could not get in front of the judge and formally be reprimanded and formally address the court. He did it on purpose. Here you know. That was a tactic. Him think him bright, but he not bright. That was a tactic. The judge was going to read it. Listen to me. He's making these junior lawyers look stupid at our expense, and he is to blame. He's writing the arguments. Y'all need to stand up. Junior lawyers, senior counsel, members of the DPP's office, stand up for yourselves. He's a coward of a DPP is what I'm going to say. Who does the legal arguments behind the scenes? And then when the judge calls you in to say, how the hell did you get this so wrong? You don't even have the balls to put on a coat and wig and stand up there and be reprimanded like a man. That's not real leadership. Honey, child, I got one leadership book here. I gonna have to loan him. See it, yeah? Building the Leadership Organization, sir. You need to read it. I'll help you, but not here. You gotta go. The next job you're going to, I'm going to help you become a better leader. In fact, nobody in the UK is going to hire you to lead nothing. You're going to go back to being a single practitioner as part of those chambers over your soul. You have no leadership capability. A real leader does not throw his employees under the bus. I'm sure there must be a chapter here on that. Yes, honey, chill. Barriers to sharing and transferring knowledge. Yeah, yep. That's obviously missing. Meow. What a hot mess. Building learning dynamics, that's missing. Empowering and enabling people, that's missing. He's doing the cutthroat model instead. Knowledge management, becoming a learning organization, all of that is missing, sir. There's lots of books on leadership, but guess what? When you come in and you want to be head of an organization like the DPP, you should come with some leadership experience already under your belt. It's ridiculous. Who else in the world gets a job with staff of... Seriously? How does this work? Now, this is to Alric's point, these are the failings that we are importing. It's bad enough we got our own hot mess of a situation here. Then we turn around and we import stupidity. We import people who have no leadership experience and give them a leadership job. There was high hopes for this man when he first came on board. Even the Caymanians there were like, oh my God. Okay, the last one was a hot mess and then some. This one sounded good initially. Oh, I'm going to... That didn't last long because you can only talk so much before your actions and your words don't mesh and people go, what's going on here? There's been a mass exodus of staff. Go and have a look at who has left the DPP's office. Everybody leaving. Except the chosen few who are getting promoted because, they like him from the UK. Jesus, we need you. El Rey says, what does this say about the people who hired him? It says that they're also poor and probably should be fired too. Seriously. He doesn't listen. The people who work under him say that this man does not listen to his supposed senior management team. He doesn't consult with them. Once again, that's because he's been a sole practitioner his entire professional career. He don't have to consult with nobody. So he's bringing those bad traits that might have been fine in a chambers environment as a sole practitioner, but will no longer work here. Yes. Somebody is questioning, not somebody, multiple people are questioning the relationship between the head of the DPP and people in the governor's office straight up to the top, including the governor herself. They're saying, they're hearing there's such a close relationship there. The ex-director of computer services never renewed his contract. Everybody was complaining about him. But this guy gets hired. People say, was the position even advertised? Of practice manager. So Simon Spears, right? Ex-computer services department, ex-director. Let's have a look at Simon. Hold on now. Here's another incompetent hire. Yes, honey child. Gets let go basically from that department. Now he's over at the DPP's office as what? Practice manager? An IT man? Back in 2016, he was hired as the director of computer services department. Wow. Unbelievable. You know what I find so shocking is when we import certain people, seems like they can never be gotten rid of. They move from one post to the next. Just like the previous head of the DPP. Ask me where he is on government contract. After all the complaints and everything about him on government contract. See this one yet? Oh, yes. Finally get rid of him. And he ends up over in the DPP's office. Have it make sense? How does this make any sense? It doesn't to me, except to say that when you have certain friends and certain connections, next thing you know, this is what happens. Right? This is how the cookie crumbles for certain people. Yeah. This is where Caymanians get up in their feelings. And I don't blame y'all for, because you're absolutely right. No Caymanian would be given this kind of opportunity. Practice manager at the DPP's office and getting paid more than 80, 90% of the lawyers over in the DPP's office. Right. There should be a complete lack of confidence, folks. The position was even advertised for the so-called practice manager. What exactly does the practice manager do? Well, y'all don't know. They wasn't looking for nobody. The position wasn't advertised. Probably just created for this person. How does that work? Huh? How exactly does this work? I'm curious to know. I'm just saying. Well, I want to refer back to something that happened back in, what year was this now? 2020, where we actually nominated the jackass of the day was the entire computer services department. You see, y'all don't remember these things, you know. So I have to remind you, the entire department was nominated. Why? Hold on a second. Yeah, now, hold on. Let me take his picture down for one quick second. They were nominated because they advertised this job. Pay attention, students. They advertised this job, Human Resources, CIG, Computer Services. And how did they advertise it? They earmarked it, as you'll see here. They tailored the job advert for an expat worker from overseas. Yes. That's why they were nominated as Jackass of the Day. Our own government, pay attention. Our own government, who talks about private sector must not do this, turns around and does the exact same thing that they say private sector must not do. Let me read it for you. It starts out saying, is it possible for the Jackass of the Day to be the Human Resources of the Computer Services Department? Well, it seems to be the case. Several persons reported job advert for a senior business analyst, business relationship manager, that is worded to encourage applicants from overseas. We can assure the government that there's no need to tailor these jobs in that manner to attract overseas applicants, and purposely doing so is shocking to say the least. It is disappointing to see this preference for non-local workers, especially in the various government agencies and departments. Everyone is in agreement that the government should be leading by example and doing everything possible to hire qualified locals in senior government positions. When the private sector breaches the basic immigration principles of hiring competent Caymanians first, we're all up in arms about it. However, when we see the government doing the same thing all the time, especially in senior positions, heads of departments and agencies, how can this make any sense? Okay? Simon Spears, head of that department. And in that advert, we have an exciting opportunity for senior business analysts, and then in brackets, business relationship manager, to live and work in the beautiful Cayman Islands in the Caribbean. Really, government? Really, government? And this was on the government website, as you can see right here. This is what we have to contend with. So it should be no shock and no surprisation to anybody that this type of mentality continues. The allegation is this position of practice manager was not even advertised. Simon, they got rid of him over at Computer Services and he moves right into this cushy position. Have it make sense. Have it make sense. We need to have a coming to Jesus moment about that DPP's office. Right? It really has to go. Unbelievable. Somebody says the entire office needs to go. What a mess. It's a lot, folks. I'm telling y'all that is happening over there. That, you know, if we knew the whole of it, y'all would be shocked. Gavin, gone. I can't even remember all the names because there's been so many of them. Gavin was there for probably at least 10 years. Stacey Ann Kelly, gone. She was there for 10 years. All these Caymanians. And you know it's really bad when not just the Caymanians leave, but the Jamaicans picking up and leaving too. Kelly, Garcia Kelly. Oh Lord, what his name is again? He was actually really good. Greg, what's Greg's last name? Greg, Welcome. He's gone. So not only do you have failings in the DPP's office at the highest level, leadership level, you also have all the competent staff, the worker bees who do 90% of the work anyway, leaving in mass exodus. At least 5 people in the last year. He doesn't want to go to court. He does not see that as part of his job, because I guess he did that for 31 years. So somehow he got the memo confused about what his job is. Speak to people in the legal fraternity. Even people outside of the DPP's office know what's going on because lawyers talk amongst each other. Now, our good English friends, they say, oh, Sandy, it's a scandal over there. It's horrible. It's a scandal. They came in and say, TD, you got to go check this out because this is horrible. This man not got no sense. The Jamaican say, boy, me tell you what, me go and get government jobs somewhere else. Here comes HSA. Yes, my lord. Them need legal person over there. So, my God, everybody is leaving. And the problem is, it's him. Another person says he won't promote a single Caymanian and brings in really inexperienced counsel from the UK. There are 2 UK counsel who basically never go to court. How can you be a counsel and never go to court? And then he turns around and blames his staff, his lawyers, for the decision that he makes to the powers that be. So I remember when the governor was here and she said, she can't really speak. She needs to see the decision from the judge in that McKeeva Bush case, and then she'll decide. Well, I'm sure that she's already spoken to the head of the DPP. With all due respect, Madam Governor Jean, he is going to lie to you through his teeth to save his own behind, because his neck should be, if it's not already, on the chopping block. I want to advise you that you need to talk to more than just him. And you will find out in short order that he is the problem and he should be out of here. Okay? They all got to go. Yes, I just said that. I just said that. She going. This is a new girl. What her name is? Hema Gadar Singh, or whatever the heck her name is. Yeah, she's gone. She's already resigned and she just got here. Yep, Garcia gone. Welcome. The whole lot of them all gone. No, sir. I'm telling you all that something has got to be done with that office. We have now had 2 successive directors at the DPP's office who were horrible. Okay? They don't know anything about leading any kind of an organization. So, what are you going to do? Maybe you need to stop bringing in people from the UK. I'm just saying. That does not seem to be working out too well. The last one, he was horrible for his own reasons. Ay, ay, ay. I'm telling y'all, you need to get it together. You need to get it together. Boy, I don't know. If we keep accepting this level of incompetence, what better can we expect? More cases will be lost. I can tell you that. Lord Jesus. Yeah. It's horrible. Really is horrible. Because the truth of the matter is this. You've got the police who do their job. We're not entirely happy with some of them. Then they send it over to the DPP's office. You know, the DPP has to be willing to win cases. The police could give them the best case in the world if the DPP is lacking. What good is that going to do? So we need to shape up on both fronts. And it just isn't happening. All right. Ay. My God. I don't know what to say, but it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. Someone else said some time ago, they were complaining about the Simon fella again. This is what they had to say about him. Again, these people are so afraid they have to send things anonymously. Good night, Sandy. This is back in November of last year. I want you to put something in the public, but keep me anonymous. The director of the DPP has created a new position that does not exist just to hire one of his own kind. The man does not have any knowledge whatsoever of the criminal justice system, yet he was hired as a practice manager. Simon Spears, same one. I'm sick and tired of these white folks coming to our islands and trying to take over. Oh, let's not forget to mention that he's a heavy drinker that always smells like alcohol. I mean, yeah. This is what people are saying. How do you create this type of a position and not advertise it? Does that not go against the rules in the civil service? Caller? Morning. Yes, honey child.
I think they need to Caymanize these offices. Not only the legal department, but the DPP's office as well. I would like to see competent, courageous, ethical Caymanians in those positions. We should not have foreigners controlling our laws. The impact of that is way too large. I mean, you wouldn't see that in America. You wouldn't see that in the UK. They're going to control their own, and that's for a very good reason. However, the the last time we talked about this issue with the firearms, you remember I had read the law, and the police was actually telling people that you need to have an import permit 24 hours before you bring it to the island. But remember when I went and looked at that provision in the customs law, that the law didn't actually say that? That's because what the police is telling the public is what the police feels should be the law, not what the law actually is. And I blame the police for misinforming the customs, because they are the authority for licensing. And so whenever it comes to licensing issues, those agencies are going to defer to the police department and ask, well, what's your position on this?
Here's the problem with that, though. The DPP's office, their whole job is to look at a file when the police send it over for any loopholes in the law and factual nexus.
But these are not loopholes.
Well, listen.
This is not a loophole.
Whatever the issues are, they're supposed to be able to pick up on these things.
I agree with the point. I agree with that point. I just want to make it clear that these sections of the law are not loopholes. There are very practical reasons why those provisions are there. Right? And I feel confident that the only reason it turned out the way it did was because the person who they picked on had financial means to fund them. However, it shouldn't be that way. That's not the rule of law. And we need to have law enforcement respecting the laws that are made by the legislature. It can't be, well, no, I think the law should actually say, so here's what I'm going to do instead. No, you can't have that. That's not the rule of law. They need to follow the law. And I agree with you what you're saying about the DPP's office not knowing this. This is perhaps the worst I've ever seen. And I agree with you, he should be fired. But replace him with whom? This is the problem we have here in this country, is that we don't actually have a plan to build capacity in our own people. We don't respect our own people. And I want to hasten to say, in certain instances, our people lack the courage in many instances to stand up the way they ought to. And that needs to change too. But we need to do better. This kind of chaos isn't acceptable. But I don't want it to be conflated to think that these are somehow loopholes that need to be fixed, because there are practical reasons why those provisions are there. It's not like he somehow sort of got away with something. My understanding of what happened, because when we first talked about this, I had no idea whether he declared or not. I wasn't really following the case. Subsequent to that, I discovered that, yeah, in fact, he did. So, well, that means he followed the law. And if it's wrong to follow the law, there's something wrong with that kind of thinking.
Well, how did the DPP's office miss this? When I tell you that the head of the DPP, hold on now,
is incompetent.
Denny, when I tell you that the head of the DPP wrote the legal arguments for the young lady, for the team who went and argued this case, what then do you have to say about the head of the DPP?
Well, if the governor wants to do something, she can take her responsibility seriously for good governance, and she could have this matter corrected. Because this is serious. As a jurisdiction that pride ourselves in justice and all that kind of stuff when we're promoting ourselves to the world, this doesn't look good. Because part of coming to a country and being able to do business is that when you're in that country, you need to know that when the law says you can do something, you can do it. And that if you go to court and you complain that somebody is not following the law, that the court is going to say, well, I'm sorry, sir, but you're going to have to follow the law. You're not going to get people coming to Cayman wanting to live here or do business here if we don't have rule of law. This whole thing will completely fall apart unless, you see, you and I, when we walk down the street on a daily basis, we take all this for granted. But if you're just walking down the side of the sidewalk and you're thinking, well, okay, there are some laws that say you shouldn't rob me, you shouldn't rape me, you shouldn't whatever. You just sort of take it for granted that people respect those rules. Well, we know that some people won't respect those rules. But what, at the very minimum, what we expect is that if somebody does not respect those rules, the authorities are going to respect the rules and do a good job on protecting us. In fact, part of the reason why they tell us that we should go about looking to defend ourselves is because they will look out for us. Well, I don't believe that BS at all. And this is the perfect example of it. The police does not respect the law. Let me tell you a story. When I had my firearm relicense recently, they tried to do things to me in my home that wasn't lawful. And I stopped them. I went down to the licensing department the next day and I asked for copies of the pictures they took and the document they wrote up. They tried to tell me that I couldn't have access to their information. I said, but it's actually my information. It's information about me that you hold and you tell me I can't have access to it. Long story short, I had to call the commissioner of police to get the then head of that whole unit to understand that I had rights that needed to be respected. She refused to respect my rights. The point I'm making to you is that I should not have to call the commissioner of police to get a police officer to understand. And Mr. Bilaka Samamba, when he was in the legal department, he wanted to teach all of the upper levels of the civil service administrative law because he wanted to make sure that government could run as smoothly as possible with the least amount of issues. And you'd be surprised who didn't want that to happen. And I think what we're suffering from today is the fact that people in certain areas of government are not as trained as they ought to be. I'm not saying that, all of the upper management of the civil service should understand all aspects of law. But I think that you should be at least smart enough to know I need to seek good legal advice before I take certain action. That's the very minimum you should be informed enough to do.
Okay, we do have another caller in the line. Leave me there.
Take care.
All right, caller. Good morning.
Morning, Auntie Sandy.
Morning.
It's Johan. How's it going?
Hi, Johan. Good, thanks.
I was just listening to Mr. Denny there, and yeah, he made some sense in some parts, but I think if you break it down at its core elements, if Johan Moxham buys a gun in Florida, and I am fortunate enough to get through security and travel to the Cayman Islands, and I then take the weapons and I give it to customs and say, hey, the law says X, Y, and Z. I bought this gun, but now I'm giving it to you guys. Would I be getting bail? Would I be found not guilty in the court of law, so on and so forth? And I think that is, for me, at the crux of this matter, because one, the first question is, how in the world does that gentleman get to travel from Canada through an international airport, all the security screening, have the 3 weapons, not just one gun, 3 weapons, come into the Cayman Islands, and the only persons that pick it up are CBC? If the gentleman does intend to take some legal action against the Cayman Islands government for damages, surely we should be inquiring from the country that let him travel with the weapons. And again, it's not one gun, it's 3 guns. We should be making inquiries with their legal department as to how they plan on helping us pay for this, because the gentleman would have broken their laws by traveling with the weapons out of the said country and arriving to the Cayman Islands. So that's the first question I think that needs to be asked. But the second question is,
well, let me say this from a legal perspective, not necessarily.
What do you mean, no?
We've seen, I didn't say no, I said not necessarily. We've seen in a lot of cases with guns, if they're going outside of the country, that person, that jurisdiction isn't concerned about that one bit. That has nothing to do with them. Their laws deal with the illegal importation, not the illegal exporting into another man's country. That becomes your problem. So they're not taking on our problem.
Okay, but surely the international rules of travel, FAA, Canada Security Services, all the rest of it, you can't tell me that they're absolved from allowing a person armed with 3 weapons from traveling through their security protocols and reaching the Cayman Islands unchecked. And it's only when he purposely declares it to Cayman that the officers did what they thought was the right thing. But then obviously there was a problem at the DPP's office. My point is, the source issue originated from the place in which the gentleman traveled. So surely there must be some conversation being taken place between the Cayman Security Services and the country where the gentleman traveled from, because who in the world travels out of the jurisdiction through an international airport, given all the screenings, with 3 guns? That just makes absolutely zero sense. Fair?
That doesn't mean that it's illegal and that those countries have break any laws by allowing that to happen. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we would certainly have to do a little bit more research, but I think there's a very distinct possibility that that has nothing to do with them and they don't care. They probably saw the guns in the suitcase and they're like, this becomes somebody else's problem.
My simple mind says to me, if I go to the state of Florida and I rock up at the airport and I'm catching a flight back to Cayman, and I'm caught trying to flee the country without declaring guns or permissions, I'm guaranteeing, I'm pretty 99% sure that I'm going to get in trouble in that country or in that state. Maybe it's because I'm Black or Caymanian, or maybe I'm just fat and gray and stupid. I don't know, but I think something significant would happen to me. But the moral of the story is, if you look at this in its totality, now that we are here at this point, just in the same way that we passed laws during COVID every 2 weeks that basically changed and restricted our freedoms and everything else, why have we not, and this is for the Attorney General's chambers, the Solicitor General's chambers, the DPP's office, and the legislative arm of government, and those responsible for national security, why have we not amended the relevant statutes and legislation in the Cayman Islands to ensure that you can't just rock up in the Cayman Islands and effectively hand over your guns once you get here when you come in on a plane? Suppose, and again, hypothetically, suppose there was a serious incident on one of those planes coming from destination A into the Cayman Islands. You cannot tell me that wouldn't be a complete nightmare for us. And the second thing you can't tell me is, if that person was Caymanian and his name was Renard Johan Moxham or John Ebanks or John Bush or Mary Brown, you can't tell me that the decision would have gone that way, because that's just not how justice it gets doled out. Okay, that's like if you take a poll and a survey on that, ask the Caymanian family and think they would get off.
All right, Johan,
Seriously.
thank you very much.
Bye.
This person says no export permit from the U.S. is required for exports for periods less than 12 months. Soka, who works for National Airline, weighs in on this. And she says guns and checked baggage is allowed. You would just need a permit for the country you're entering. And once again, the country that you're entering is the country that would be checking those things, not the country that you're leaving. That's not their job. Caller, morning.
Good morning, Sandy, and good morning to your listeners. Some mornings you sit down, I sit down and I say, today I want to listen. I don't want to call in, I want to listen. But then once you got into the discussion with Danny and a little bit with Johan, I said, no, I have to call. Now, I agree with you 100% about your response on the issue of the place of departure. It is not the responsibility of the place of departure to tell you what you are supposed to do. Think about it. You are at Pearson International at Toronto, or maybe even a bigger airport, in New York. And you are leaving. How many airplanes are leaving? There are hundreds of airplanes which are leaving to hundreds of countries. Is the person there, the customs person there, going to know what the laws of all those countries are in relation to firearms, a tube of toothpaste, or what you might carry? No, they won't know that. What they would normally tell you is, we can't tell you what you can import into this country or not. We ask you to check for yourself to see whether this was going to be allowed. And that's the way normally most countries do it, because they can't take responsibility for that. But other than that, there was also the issue of good governance. Mm-hmm. You see, good governance in Cayman, we need to continue to learn what it is about and who is effective in promoting good governance. Now, according to Section 37.3 of the Constitution, it is the governor who is responsible for good governance. But what people in Cayman need to realize is that some of the problems relating to good governance, the biggest violators often of good governance, the governor's office, the police commissioner, and even the courts. Now, this sounds almost as if I'm saying, hey, look, but these are the people who are supposed to buttress and ensure that good governance is being observed. Yes, and sometimes they do. But where there's most serious problems of lack of good governance are in these three institutions. Examples: police. The police, for a long time, have been forcing people who want a license to renew a license. They have said, we want you to sign a document which says that we are free at any time to come to your house and inspect. But how can you do that? You are asking somebody to sign off their privacy rights, which are protected under the Constitution. But they say, oh, no, but this is voluntary. No, but it's not voluntary if you are forcing me to sign as a precondition to me getting a license. And the same police, by the way, they have had staff there, police officers, who were claiming overtime for times they did not work. It was found out. And they were doing it over a long period of time. And the officer who recommended that they be prosecuted, the matter went to the DPP's office. The DPP's office decided not to prosecute. The officer was frustrated because clearly these people had committed a criminal offense. They refused to prosecute them. And as I speak today, that particular person who recommended their prosecution is no longer in the police. You know what happened? They harassed her. They started surveilling her at the home and so on and so forth. And yet she was just doing her job to recommend that these people should be prosecuted. Mm. Governor's office, a lot of people assume, oh, but she's above board. Okay, I'm not now talking about Ms. Jane Owen specifically. I'm talking about the governor's office over the years. When I went to the governor's office and provided evidence about the misconduct.
I do have another topic that I want to bring up, so I'm going to ask you to try to be as brief as possible. Yes.
Okay, let me just wind up.
Okay.
I'll just wind up on this particular point.
Mm-hmm.
On this particular point, all that happened was I went to the governor's office. I said, Governor, this is what this judge has done, and here are the documents.
Mm-hmm.
The governor said, yes, this is very much concerning. Let us go to a hearing and so on.
Mm-hmm.
When he went to a hearing, the same governor says, no, this is frivolous. Forget about it. What was the reason for the change of mind? There was nothing. So the governor's office is also a problem. I should leave it there.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks very much.
Thank you very much. All right. This morning we had so much on the agenda. We're not going to be able to get through all of it. But needless to say, if the law actually says that he can declare it at the point of entry at the airport, and he actually did that, how does the DPP's office not know that that is what the law said? And they pursued it and continued to pursue it. And I can tell you how these things work. It as soon as his legal team realized that the firearms law actually said that, they would have messaged and said, by the way, have y'all noticed our nugget here? I forget the term I'm really looking for right now, that we're going to win this case with. They would have given them an opportunity to back out before it went to trial. And it looks like the DPP's office continued to argue a failed argument. Someone just sent me something here. It says, can I fly with a firearm in Canada? It says, as long as you place in a locked hard side container, you can, and you must also declare all firearms, firearm parts, blah, 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 to your airline during check-in. But that is within Canada. When you're going out on another man's country, they probably don't care very much what you declare from what you don't do. It is not their job. In relation to the DPP's office, let's wrap this up. We're going to come back to him. We're not finished, but I do want to talk about Buy Smart here today, because Buy Smart, you're a bunch of liars. And I want the entire country to know how duplicitous you are. Occasionally, I would go to Buy Smart and buy stuff. You'll never see me step foot and Buy Smart again. You guys are lying and you mistreat your staff. DLP needs to go in there and raid Buy Smart, confiscate all of their computer equipment, and charge them. Hold on, we're getting there. Someone says for this so-called practice manager position, there was a young Caymanian in a temporary position for over 4 years. She went to the director to ask what could be done to get a permanent role, and she was told there's nothing that he can do. So the young Caymanian resigned. 2 weeks after the resignation, a full-time position was created for the same position that the individual was temporarily employed for. Simon Davis needs to go. Somebody else mentioned a senior Crown Counsel who was promoted to senior Crown Counsel level above and beyond other people who'd been there for years with way more experience than her. Listen to this. Bad part is this particular senior Crown Counsel never did criminal law until she came to the DPP's office 3 years ago. Was out on maternity leave for one of those years. She gets promoted to senior Crown Counsel position, advertised, and the DPP chose her for the position. I'm telling you, he needs to go. Somebody needs to go in there who has the ability to clean up that place, and it's not Simon Davis. Let's move on. We're not finished, but let's move on, because I want to talk about Buy Smart, and I'm cognizant of the time. Last week, we called up Buy Smart for not paying their staff. They have been under construction for some 5 months now. Remodeling, redoing this, redoing that, and not paying their staff. Y'all have got to stop supporting companies who do this kind of foolishness. So we posted it. How can a company be remodeling for 5 months and staff are not getting paid? The owner, I don't know what his name is, and I don't care what his name is, and I don't care who he is, decided to come at CMR like we don't know what we're talking about. You better fact check yourself. As them young people say, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because I would not be making some such comments if I didn't know the real score, if I didn't know what was actually going on. Buy Smart. You're not fooling nobody with your lies. So they jumped up on social media yesterday, posted one pile of stuff about how, oh, we're lying on them, and here's the problem. You know, they've been remodeling, and this issue came out. Nobody not saying nothing about that. I'm well aware that in the middle of your remodel, you found a more serious issue that delayed. Let me go find the foolishness that they put up. I'm aware that you found a more serious issue that then delayed the repairs. That's not the issue here. Okay? That's not the problem. The problem is you can't have people employed, work permit people employed for 5 months and not getting paid. You need to stop lying. I can't stand a liar. And you people are lying, jumping on social media, but you're not gonna respond to our post. You're gonna put up your own post. Whether you respond to our post or you lie on your own page is neither here nor there. Throughout 2023, there were issues with the flooring in the store, releasing from the concrete to the point that the floor was being duct taped and nailed down to prevent customers from tripping on it. Nobody ain't got no problem with that. The entire store had to be wrapped in plastic from ceiling to floor. Nobody not saying nothing about that. Take that up with your landlord. What we're telling you is you have to pay your staff or release them from the position. WORC should be over there forthwith, and they're not doing it. Whoever these people are, these so-called managers and owners at Buy Smart, Mike Allen, I don't know who you are, but you are a bloody liar is what you are. I have pay slips from your staff. Do not lie to me. I know what you're doing. You are giving them salary advances. That is not paying people. So when they come back full time, you're going to deduct it from the money that they'll be making in the future. Mike, where the hell are you from? You're completely unscrupulous. This is not funny. How can you do this to people? How do you allow people to go 5 months without pay? This is what some of your workers have had to say. And you think I'm going to believe you? I don't know what hole you crawled out from under, but I suggest you crawl back in. Hi, Miss Sandra. Please keep my information private. I'm an employee too. Mike is lying. I can send you proof that we're not getting paid. And I can also forward my pay stub from yesterday. This was on Friday too. And I'm stressed out owing so many bills, not able to send my little girl to school. I'm a single mother, single fathers. I've had spouses of your workers contact me. Stop lying. This is wrong. He wants us to take advance pay. He's inconsiderate and rude and treats his staff poorly. He keeps telling us that he can replace us if we don't work out with his selfishness. Here's my pay slip, right? He's even taken an additional $20 from what we're not getting for supplementary benefits. And when we do go to the doctor, our insurance hardly covers anything. He's lying. They had a meeting in December, and he told us to start our shift 15 minutes before time. And not only that, because Allison, I know who the hell Allison, told him some people say it doesn't make sense to open the store with such toxic things coming in, because what they did was they opened the store temporarily in December so he could sell some stuff for Christmas stock. You see how ridiculous he is? Exposing his workers to toxic fumes and stuff at that time. He's so considerate of us. How can we repay advance loan for 5 months and then pay when it's open, and we would still need money again to pay our current bills? And I am looking at the pay slips, and I'm looking at all the foolishness that you have on here, talking about advance applied to benefits for 15/2/2024, authorized sick leave, and you have that in there. Listen to me, sir. Don't come for me on a good day, and today not a good day. Morning, caller.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Listen, all these people has to do is just make a report at the labor department. They are not going to proceed unless somebody actually make a report.
Well,
So
listen to me.
any one of those workers can go and make
These agencies have the power to go in there themselves on their own accord. Why is WORC not doing that? Why is DLP not doing that? Go in there and demand these records. Why aren't they doing it? They have the power to do it. You know, they know the workers are afraid. They're trying to keep their little job. Why aren't they doing it? Slackness that we were talking about earlier. Yes? No. Y'all don't understand how slack it is. How is he getting away with it? Who the hell is he? I don't know who the hell he is. I have no clue who he is. But how do you expect people to go 5 months without pay? Mike Allen, come on now. I don't care what the issues are. What you do is you release your workers and allow them to go get another job. But you could open up during Christmas to have Christmas sale though. So go ahead and tag us all you want in your lies. Yeah? But tagging us in your lies not gonna turn truth to non-truth. It's as simple as that. You are a liar and a fraudster. And I dare you, I'm going to triple dare you today to come for me if you good. As a matter of fact, let me make sure we're off the radio. Because Mike, I want you to get it, and I want you to get it crystal clear. Don't ever in your friggin' life, I don't give a shit who you are, don't you ever step to me and call me a liar. Because you know what you are. You're a slave driver. You're one of those people who want to work people and don't want to pay people because you know that they're here in permits and those poor people are scared to death. You know the position you put some of them in? They can't pay their bills and you tell them must take an advance against future pay? Take an advance against holidays because you want them to come in and not get paid for holiday pay? Must take that advance now? You're a motherfucking liar. You hear me? And don't you ever call me a liar because you know that I know the truth and I know what I'm talking about. You're disgusting. Mike, like I said, I don't know you from the man in the moon, but you are a disgusting piece of shit. That's what you are. Huh? Really? Dacia? Really? You talking about you're waiting for the store to reopen to get your hand on new arts and crafts? Y'all need to stop supporting people like this. This is why they continue to do this kind of bullshit and mistreat people because y'all here talking about, oh, I'm waiting for their doors to open. It would be a cold day in hell for me to ever step foot and buy smart ever again. Trust me, I would go without arts and crafts to send you a message. Even to Lana Hargrave, as bad as people say she is, she says, can you not find another location? She says, this seems too big of an issue to be closed for 9 months. I don't think it's quite 9 months and deal with so much structural damage. Wouldn't it make more sense to find a new space? Nope. Pure slackness. Don't support this. Don't support these people. Miss Lorraine said, oh, she can't wait for them to open again. Really? Really? They put up this cockamamie story, and here you guys are missing the point that he is not paying his workers. There are people in this country right now who are starving to death because of Buy Smart. If you don't want to pay your workers and you're complaining about, oh, this cracking and that cracking, release them from their work permit so they can go find another job. Why are you not doing that? You know why? Because when he does open, he wants the staff to be there. And he's not a nice person from what the staff is saying. Here's another one. I'm employed with Buy Smart. Please keep my identity private. He doesn't pay us TD. He'll lie. He wants us to be taking a loan and then paying it back. He only paid me once in December for 2 weeks when we were open. He's not even paying us when we're sick. He be telling us that if he want to pay us, he's not a nice man. He doesn't even talk to us respectfully. Even when the store was in full operation, he would give us days off. We even suggest that if we could close a bit earlier, like at 8 p.m., because they be robbing the place or get security. And he said, nope, he's not going to do that. Because we life no matter. No one can't stand him. He has no humanness in him towards us whatsoever. And I have, like I said, the screenshots here. Yes. Okay. Advance pay. I see it here. OB salary advance. You're not paying your staff. And you have the audacity to step to me? Not today, Bobo. I don't think so. I can't stand liars, Mike Allen. And it seems to me that you're a very, very big one. Anyway, I got to get to work. Somebody trying to send me a picture of Mike Allen so I can see what he looked like. So next time I see him, I can tell him about his backside. I tell you what. Y'all put up with too much foolishness in this country. Truth be known. And not just putting up with it. Y'all, I'm going to go support your business. Really? Really? No wonder companies like him do whatever the hell they want. No, sir. I'm enjoying my right plantain. There comes a time when you got to stand for something. Oh, somebody's another one of them imported Caymanians. What a mess. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about that child pedophile and the pedophile ring. I hear a couple of Caymanians caught up in that mess too. He's from Vancouver. Go easy on him. He's a good Canadian boy. He can't be no good. If he isn't paying his workers, he was taught that by some of the best Caymanians, just saying, invite him to the show. Invite him to what show? Tell Mike to call in right now if he fucking bold with his lies. I don't give two cahoots if he's Canadian or not. He's not a good person. And all of his workers are saying he's not a good person. He's disrespectful. And he's always trying to cheat them out of their little money. That sound like a good person to you? That sounds like being a good Canadian boy? Sound like he part of that Maple Leaf Mafia I'm always talking about? That's not a good person. That's a horrible person. That's a money hunger person that think when he dropped down dead, that he's somehow going to be taking it to the grave with him. And I've seen that happen yet. Not today, Bobo. Not today. So I'm going to give you a little honorable mention, Mike. Because I'll admit we're probably going to have 10,000 people watching this show when it's all said and done. But I'm also going to put you up on the website, special mention, of your posts that you put up and what you claim. We'll put your side of it. Of course, we'll put your side of it in there. Oh, this is what he's claiming. And then I'm also going to show the truth of what you've been paying your staff and not paying them and salary advance and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put the truth out there about you, Buy Smart. And I'm going to make sure that we tag you so that every time somebody looks up the Buy Smart name, they see what kind of businessman you actually are. Unscrupulous is what you are. Okay? Yes, Natasha, let's make a website and businesses to blacklist with reason listed why underneath. Ooh, we'll do a special story on him. Don't worry. He get it. He'll have it coming. And all of the fool people who went and liked that comment, all 140 something of y'all, 140, even my friend Raymond Gale and Beto who told me, oh, he don't put up with no bullshit and this and that. Beto, look like you were fooled. Tiffany, Anna, all y'all look like y'all were fooled. It's so easy to fool people because they're not your family members. They're not getting paid. I had Caymanian spouses saying my husband, my wife worked there. And this is what they're doing to people. No, sir. This person said, I shared it too. Why? 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 Because y'all believe anything. Y'all believe anything. Once it's some Canadian telling it to you. If that was a Caymanian, would that conquer me, Mr. You'd be like, I don't know if I believe her. I don't know if I believe him because, came out and tell me they be lying, Anyway, I got to get to work because the rest of us actually have to work for a living. You know what I'm saying? Don't share it because it's a bunch of lies. When the truth comes out, you must share the truth. Don't share lies. All right. Folks, that's it for today. As y'all can see, we had a full show, and there comes a point in time when I have just had enough. I've had enough of civil servants. I've had enough of the politicians and their incompetence. I've had enough of Mike and his lying behind. I'm sorry, but I cannot take it anymore because the poor people call me every single day. They're the ones who are suffering. You think Mike's suffering? I bet you he probably got on about 20 pounds too much and eating and living his best life. I want to tell you, there's probably nothing wrong with Mike. His bills get paid. See what he did in December? Open today for 12 noon. When you know the problem wasn't even fixed, you had to go back and dig up the whole place again. Mike, get your shit together. Buy smart, get it together. You had kids working. I hear me, kids. You had people working during Christmas. Talking about we will open to the public from December 12th to the 24th, knowing full well that you should not have been open, none at all. Working in toxic environments and working for what when you don't even want to pay them. WRC, kindly do your job and go and haul in Mike's ass today. DLP, go and check him. The insurance one, whatever you call them over there, that's supposed to be monitoring insurance. Look at what he's doing with the insurance program and not wanting to pay people sick time. Dee Dee says, Sandy, a good friend once told me, when Caymanians stop prostituting themselves, not physically, but mentally, they'll be in a better place. Woo! Hallelujah to that. Y'all don't know. I'm not here to make friends. I'm going to tell y'all again. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to tell the truth. Simple as that. I blocked somebody on Instagram this morning. I don't know what fool that was, but she got blocked. I don't even know exactly what she was referring to because we did a lot of truth telling today, and I guess the truth offends people. But she posted that something like, oh, that's why she still beat your ass. Well, first of all, she didn't. And second of all, that's why she's now being charged, and I hope you go and support her in court. But she's now being charged for those offenses, and she will go to court and have yet something else on her record, as long as it is. Because what? I tell the truth? That justifies somebody wanting to beat me up. Okay, honey, chill. Those of you who missed the memo. So hold on, we are going to a little bit of overtime with this video because some of you might have missed it. I want to make sure every single one of you get to hear this. In fact, I should play it during the show. But anyway, I want to make sure that all of you hear. I should play it while we're on radio is what I meant to say. All 526 of you still, and then the rest on Instagram. I want to make sure that you didn't miss this because it is important that you know what this beef is between me, Shay, and my sister. It's all about Shay not wanting to pay her staff and the fact that I called her out on it and also called her out about being interested in people's children when they're too young for her. And she never liked that. That is what this is all about. And I am going to stand firm and stand tall when it comes to how y'all treat your workers in this country. Just because, oh, they're Jamaicans, they're Filipinos, they're hand work permits, y'all don't care? If it was Caymanian, she was doing it to, which, by the way, not for nothing, but she's done it to her own son. Would y'all care then when it's a Caymanian? Stop accepting foolishness and wake up. Watch the video, folks.
September 2022, a former employee of Nail Bar reached out to CMR about being owed Cayman dollars 18,125.60. The owner publicly shamed and attacked her for asking to get her money paid. CMR encouraged the worker to utilize the government enforcement agencies that are set up to help people. As you can see, the employee sent numerous letters and had conversations with Shay McLaughlin to collect her money, but to no avail. She shared how desperate she was and that she did not have money for a lawyer. Her pension has not been paid since she began working at the salon in 2018. Other staff were owed money for salary and pension. She said this is so unfair. She is still running her business and building her fancy house while we, as her past workers, didn't get the benefit of what we worked for how many years? She was forced to quit. Ironically, back in 2023, this worker mentioned Carmelie, but CMR did not cause any uproar about it. Now it all makes sense why people are bragging that they were getting a free trip for physically attacking Sandy, because this has been going on for years. In March 2024, Sandy mentioned Shay and her illegal employment practices and received a thank you note for it. She uses the police and intimidation tactics to silence people, including her workers, and even attempted this with Sandy. As most of you know, Sandy knows the truth and the law and refuses to be intimidated. Sadly, this low-down tactic worked on the foreign worker. Shay admitted in May 2022 that she still owed her over $9,760.85. She then proceeded to block her. After years of non-payment, she never talked about how she never picked up a $1,100 refund check from Sandy. That's right, a refund check.
Own up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish? Cause you know, I know, you lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying.
She even reached out to a freelancer that worked for Sandy for less than 1 year. Sandy let her go because she just wasn't catching on with how Cayman worked. At the time, she claimed she understood the severity of what she had done, which could have placed CMR in danger of a massive lawsuit. Out of the kindness of her heart, Sandy paid her 1 extra month, although it was not owed. That freelancer claimed she didn't want the money, but Sandy insisted. Because the CMB app was giving a problem and the payment process was complicated to get the funds to her girlfriend's account, it literally was 3 days late. Shay and this woman started to try to create a fake narrative about Sandy. All of this is to deflect from the truth. Shay is obviously very good at deflecting. She has resorted to taking videos from Dr. Frank from years ago and trying to repurpose them with a new date. Here's what Dr. Frank and his wife had to say about it just last week.
I hear Frank telling Sherian last night that if you see the amount of stupidness that Shahini is digging up off of Frank's Facebook from a long time thing and reposting. Did you see that?
No, but remember now you're on radio, but you're live on radio. But listen, we're very, very aware of what Shahini is doing. She's a desperate woman, and desperate people do desperate things. And so nobody not paying Shahini no mind. And yes, I saw where she went and dug up a video from years ago, trying to cause.
What I'm saying, Sandy, people need to stop the fight. We have bigger fight to fight with other people that come in here. We can't be always fighting with ourselves. That's the main thing that I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The fight is
well, she's petty. I'm not paying her no mind. She's petty. She's upset. The truth upset some people, you know. So she's upset that the truth was told about her. So now she's trying to cause a war between me and her. But I'm not warring with Shahini because Shahini don't have no sense. So, you know, she can sit and I mean, listen, my sister was bragging at the airport that she getting a Miami trip out of Shahini because she come and tried to beat me up. So you see how low these people will go, but I'm not warring with them. I can make the police handle them. That's how that gonna go. But yeah, she's small-minded and petty, and she's been showing her colors. And yes, I have heard, I've unfriended her and blocked that account, but I've heard all the foolishness that she's been posting on social media every single day. Like somebody who's obsessed. She needs to get a real job and go pay her staff is what she needs to do.
All my husband is saying that nobody come and fight with him. They must leave him alone and stop dig up things. Frank is too old to be in any, and he's stopped the drama a long time.
Right. Yeah. I know. I mean, listen, we had a conversation here on the show. The hatchet was buried, but you see, this is what they have to do. They have to keep going back, trying to dig this stuff up because they don't want the hatchet to be buried.
2 seconds later.
First of all, I just spoke to Sylvana, and she said that you wanted to make it clear that these people who are taking your old videos and trying to repurpose them in order to create friction, that you're not into that. And I appreciate that. I didn't think that that's what was happening. But you see what they're doing. You notice how they take your videos and they put a current date on it as though you're just saying it. You see how duplicitous people can be?
I haven't followed all of it, but I'm aware. I saw that something like that was happening with Shane. Well, her name is McLaughlin there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was wondering, I said, that's quite a while, and why they're going back to that at this particular point.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is what people do. And this is why I think, and at the moment when we had our last conversation, you probably didn't understand what I was saying in terms of why it's important to remove these things, because people just like her will go back, try to repurpose it, clip out certain aspects of it, stick today's date on it, and people think this is a new thing. That's what they do. Idleness. Anyway,
Yeah,
that isn't
well,
why
you know,
I wanted to call you.
My problem is that, you know, I don't know too much about these things.
I understand, yeah.
She has a long and substantial history of not paying her workers. She still owes Cayman $13,000 to one employee alone. It's time that all of her customers know the truth about the sort of business person she actually is. She thinks it's funny and she can do memes about surviving Sandy. What she needs to do is survive the cold, hard truth, because the truth shows no favor or fear. Jesus, have it make sense.
I'm gonna record our conversation.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have much time to speak to you because as you can see, I'm having a sale, and I know you're deliberately coming over here to do this now because that's what you do. You love to provoke people, and you like to do stuff and try to cause problems, and you're very good at this.
Did I cause a problem?
No, you came over there, and you know I'm busy, but you're still insisting on talking to me right now in the middle of my Black Friday sale.
Message you blocked me.
But you're choosing now.
I email you, you didn't respond.
You're choosing now, right? I did respond to you, and you're choosing now. You repeating yourself over and over again. I don't have to keep responding to you every single time. If you feel like 10 times,
Mom, I need my money. Sweetie, you promised me that you're gonna pay every paycheck.
Okay.
Every 15 days.
Okay.
I've been working there for 5 months.
First of all,
I still not.
If you're going to raise your voice to me, and if you're going to go and speak over me, I'm
you're not
going
letting
to
me to
end this
speak.
conversation. I wasn't finished speaking. So you need to learn to have some manners. If you don't have any manners,
Mom, I give you a lot of manners.
I will walk away, and I don't have to have a conversation with you. Do you understand me?
Yes,
I have
Mom.
no obligation to speak to you. Okay? So like I said to you, if you're going to raise your voice to me, and if you're going to do any of that rudeness, I'm going to just walk away, and you can end this conversation now.
Okay, Mom. No
Okay?
problem.
So I advise you to keep it down. All right? I want to ask you a simple question, Lala. Okay? Several of my clients came back to me and said to me that you contacted them. They showed me messages where you sent the messages telling them that you're down at another salon. Where did you get their information from?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
Do
can
you have
show
those
you.
proof?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I have
can-
the screenshot.
Okay, sure.
So where did you get those information from?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you're telling me right here, right now, that even though I have physical proof, screenshots from my clients telling me that you literally, I even have a screenshot where they said you posted up these different things about me on your WhatsApp stories.
Okay. Are you sure? You post
you're
me on your Facebook, and I have proof of that.
What did I call your name?
Well, Mom,
Did I
you
call
know,
your name?
You know what you did.
Did I call your name? Saying somebody did this versus my last boss.
And you even post about my private life.
Your
that I
private
am-
life?
Yeah.
Well, nobody knows who you are.
Okay.
Nobody knows who you are because I'm speaking about somebody that literally lived in my house. I had plenty of people living in my house.
Okay.
But your last boss is only me. Okay? So they know specifically. Okay? So you're trying to downswear now that you don't know where you got their numbers from, even though in the
I don't know
messages.
what
So
are you
how
talking
did you
about.
get their phone numbers?
If you have those proof, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm
Remember,
going to end for you lying. I'm going to end the conversation right now because I wanted
I
to
am
give you a
here
chance. I wanted
to
to
collect
give you
my
a
money.
chance.
That's I only want.
I give you a
I
chance
want
to
my
speak
money.
the truth because that's one of the things I was going to speak to you about. Since you came to me and said to me,
You
"Come
owe
with
me money.
I've
That's the
been-
only thing I am here.
literally wanted to speak to you about it before I took it to
No,
my lawyer.
I am
you
here
can take
to
whatever
collect
you
my
want to
money.
your lawyer. I'm going to take my information
All right.
to my lawyer. Okay? Have a good day. That's it? All right.
Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Confrontation is the conversation. Your contact, you're hasted, can't take it, no patience. Major mistake is me believing in you and you say shit. I thought you changed, but since you can't, I can no longer take it. Go ahead and